Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Hi, FarQ. Hi, Jim. Hi, Doxy.
Hey, guys. Hello, Sway.
Hi, StreamYard. You sexy thing, you. Oh, whoops. I forgot we were live.
You need a Nightbot so you can hit on him.
And I'll smash that Nightbot. Oh my god, I couldn't stand Nightbot.
I know.
Oh my goodness. How are you guys all doing?
Hope you're all right.
Now, I know PJ's around. I just talked to her. I'll drop another link just in case she shows up.
Hey, Rowdy.
Well, guys, I guess I should wait till PJ gets here. Oh well, she's not here. We'll show her. We'll show it anyway. I'm working on a new merch line. You guys want to see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. What does it say? Hang on. Oh, hang on. What does it say? I like that.
You'll probably like this one better.
What's that one? Hang on. You're crazy. We can find the time for this. We all know ankle monitors is my thing.
It's for you. That's your.
If you've got an ankle monitor, watch out.
Line. Yeah, that's the Doxy line. Here's PJ's.
Hey, Jingles.
Hi, Jingles.
MJ. Hello.
Hi, MJ. I'm showing my new merch line. This is the PJ. This is the PJ line we're showing right now. I got to get the other one for PJ. I forgot to download it. Hold on one second.
Hang on. Oh, what's this one? Who's your daddy? You're not my daddy.
And let me get this one downloaded real fast. Now this other one I can't show on in the public sphere. I'll have to show it to Doxy and them behind the scenes and see if they'll even allow me to advertise it. But
what?
Here's
is it that bad?
Huh?
I'm the favorite.
For all those who are just coming in, did PJ pop in yet? This is Doxy's. You
want a t-shirt? Rowdy, that's you? Yeah. I know. I would definitely wear that. I would actually wear that. Like,
and there's PJ's.
Or FAFO. Like, fuck her and find out. Like, I'd wear that.
Here's Doxy's.
Hey, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
What is this one?
Oh, this one's Doxy's.
Ankle bling turns me on.
And here's PJ's. I'm working on Rowdy's and Britney's and FarQ's. And who else do I need? Let's see.
I'm thinking. I'm honestly, my brain's drawing a blank today. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I think I need to take I forgot to take my medication yesterday, and it just totally stuffed me up. I got to 10 o'clock last night, and I was like, oh.
Rowdy, Britney, FarQ, Rowdy, Doxy, PJ. Am I missing anybody? I'm not missing any.
Jim. You need to make one for Jim.
We'll make one for Jim.
Everyone. MJ.
Let me go to
No, I'm the favorite. Oh, no fighting in chat now.
No,
come
girls.
on. We know. We all know I'm the favorite. Come on. I got blocked. I'm the favorite.
She just
Thanks,
loves her
CJ.
accent. That's it. She just
I
loves her accent.
cannot stand my accent. If I listen to any Kiwis on a live stream, I absolutely cringe. I cannot stand it.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
terrible.
guys. We
Oh, Jingles is the favorite. Everyone's gonna fight.
oh no.
It's me. Everyone wants to be the favorite. No throwing fisticuffs in the chat.
Now, don't make me send you to your guys' dad's house.
Anybody
Okay.
want to borrow my bat? You can have my bat. Good night.
Okay, it's time for.
I like how you do these little things. Okay, this is Sway's famous time.
Jingles, you know the joke, right? About who's your dad? Oh yeah, I wouldn't mention glitter to him, Rowdy. Nope, I wouldn't mention that.
We just don't give Rowdy paste. We don't give her glue because she eats it.
Yeah, sniffs it and eats it. Oh, Jingles doesn't.
Last time she glued her lips shut.
I'll give Doxy the pleasure of telling Jingles who Daddy is. Doxy?
What's that? What did I have to do? Sorry.
I'm gonna give you the pleasure of filling Jingles in on who the daddy is, who their daddy is.
Oh, this wasn't even my thing.
Okay, Jingles.
You're gonna have to
I'm over here and not with Killshot anymore. It's like Killshot and I got divorced, and we're splitting the kids between houses. You know, the mods between houses, and so when they act up, they have to go to their dad. Last weekend I had a few days off because they got shipped over to their dad's house for the weekend, and I heard they ate ice cream for dinner.
And they didn't have to brush their teeth.
Yep.
Yeah, Jingles, you're right. You're on it.
I heard that they got to watch a channel on TV that was, semi-blocked.
Oh, really?
You know when we were growing up, how like HBO and all that, if you couldn't get an HBO in, it had the blur.
Yeah. Well, it would get to like midnight and then they would like blur it out, like when it got like adults only or something, Yeah, they would scramble it. You could hear the voices, but you couldn't watch it. It was just to drive you nuts. Uh-huh. Yeah. We had Sky TV here and they did that. Like you'd hit midnight and it'll be like, oh, damn it.
No child locks over there.
Just getting good. It was just getting good. No child locks over there. Oh, no child locks.
No, Jingles. I'm the cool parent. I'm the cool one.
Tell him he can't just be the cool parent. No.
He's just letting the kids do whatever they want because, he thinks it's funny to send them back to me when who's letting them do everything they want.
Yeah, and Sway runs a real tight ship. Like she's just so demanding.
Anybody knows that ain't true. It's my mods. There's my mods that try to keep me on track.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where PJ went, but anyway, we're gonna.
She's not. She's running. She's running.
That's right. That's right. Yep. All sugared up and their eyes are all glazed over from trying to figure out the channel that they were blurred out from watching.
Oh, I remember my mother did that the first time she had my son overnight. And I think he was like only about 2. And like I'd always kept him like, I'd kept him away from all that sort of stuff. And she fed him M&Ms for breakfast before I picked him up. And
Oh
he was
yeah.
bouncing off the freaking walls. I had never seen anything like it. I was like, what an idiot.
Glazed over, that's right. Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh, they found Daddy's stash.
Yep, he passed out and they thought it was a free-for-all.
That was not basil. It was not herbs. It was illegal. All right.
You guys, you know what we talked about. When Dad passes out and the stash is around, you're supposed to bring some back for Mom.
Yeah. Yeah. You're supposed to borrow some from Dad.
Yes, borrow. No. Borrow.
Ripping their pong. Jingles. They call them Billies in Australia. Ripping that Billy.
Ripping that Billy. Sounds like what's those things that the dogs chew on, Billy? Oh, they're bull penises.
Oh, I don't know. I've never heard of them.
Dried bull penises. What are they called?
Oh, Billy chews or something, are they? Bully chews or something like that? Yeah, I actually remember that. We used to get our Staffy pig's ears. He used to love those. But don't tell Dad.
That's right, MJ. Don't tell Dad.
Okay, it's all secret squirrel, hush hush. Even though it's live.
Dad doesn't know. What Dad doesn't know won't hurt him.
Far, the only man in her life is Billy. I love it. That can be your T-shirt. That's your T-shirt.
That's right
there.
Okay, that's what. Yep, Billy. Oh, what are those chews called? Hold on.
Billy never lets you down. He always, you
those
you never get sick of Billy.
Those dry bull penises.
If only I had your accent. Oh, nobody wants a Kiwi accent, honestly.
Bully sticks.
Bully sticks.
Not
yeah,
Billy,
that's right.
Bully.
Bully. Yeah.
Bully. You think your dad would take offense if I got you all a bully stick to give to him for Christmas?
That could be Jingle's T-shirt, ripping that Billy.
Ooh, there we go. Let me screenshot this stuff.
Yeah. I think that was a good quote by far. That was a great far. MJ Maxi, do you want a quote?
And if your dad is listening, if this is all just, good humor.
MJ's bribery gets you everywhere.
Nothing personal. Just fun. All Doxy's fault.
Are we talking about Uranus this evening? Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Uranus is another T-shirt. MJ loves the word Uranus.
She does, doesn't she?
Yep. Oh, we've got lurkers. It's about time we had some lurkers.
Yay!
Nobody lurked.
Say hi, everybody. Come on in and talk with
Everybody's welcome. We're just cutting up, shooting the shit.
And Doxy and I was talking earlier today, and we need some manly men around here.
Manly men, yep.
Manly men.
I said to Sway. I mean, the only men in there's not a lot of men in YouTube true crime. That was a mouthful. Wow. Everyone loves the lurker. That's right, Jem. Yep, that's Jem's T-shirt.
You don't have a dad anymore. Uh-oh, Jingles, what happened?
But he is still probably listening.
Jingles. Oh, I thought you meant the other one. I'm like, oh shit, what happened?
Yeah.
Just check Uranus coming in. That's right, Rowdy. Not real men. We need some real men.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I said, Rowdy. I said they're either gay or they're cucks, like one or the other. I don't know if that's offensive or not, but you know, it's true. There's not a lot of alpha males on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I got it after I thought about it there for a minute. Jingles. My dad's the same. Yep, he passed away. He's probably listening and going, "Oh my god."
Oh, I get you, Jingles. I thought you meant the other daddy. The other daddy.
The other daddy. Not PJ's daddy. And
PJ's ditched us. She's ditched us.
Yeah, I just talked to her too.
She might have got a phone call or something. You know, things happen.
She might have passed out.
Well, I just woke up and the Queen Bee and the Hive are on, and they were like, everyone's in a big flap because all these C&Ds are getting handed out again. Oh my god! I was like,
well,
it seems like they're all fake though, like, you know. And last time they did a round of C&Ds, and then Seth got on and spoke everyone's name, so he null and voided them the very next day. So that was a waste of money. We don't know where PJ came from.
That's right.
No, PJ came from heaven, Rowdy.
PJ was in the Cabbage Patch.
Yeah, she came from the nunnery.
She was a gift from the nuns.
Yep, she was brought down by angels.
Oh, yes, that's the thing I have to a little bone to pick with my daughters over here. Somebody went and told PJ she was adopted.
Oh, someone please explain a 501c3. Okay. A 501c3 is a non-profit organization that you can apply for.
And you have
it's all over America, right? Yeah, but most places like Tennessee, if you're going to fundraise, like, you need a 501c3, like, and that way you can write off the tax money off them, you know, like, because if people are fundraising on YouTube and they're taking in all this money on Cash Apps and all this sort of stuff, at the end of the year, they're going to get taxed on that as well. So, so a 501c3 is non-profit, and it also, you know, shows some transparency that you're not being shady. Yeah.
You gotta, if you're raising money, you gotta show what's coming in and what's going out.
You
can't.
Yeah, that's right. And this has been the problem with the Summer Wells case. They never did it. They did a whole big reward thing. We never saw the money that came in, and I'm sure a lot of it got backdoored. Like, I'm pretty positive that a lot of it did.
Yeah, we know it did because it went
and
into
got
Bitcoin.
washed with Tide Pods and Yep,
Tide Pods and Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh, you saw me mention it in Queens. Okay. Yeah, so especially, I know Tennessee, it's a law. If you're going to fundraise in Tennessee, you need a 501c3. Like, see, all these people are trying to, you know, they're trying to circumvent YouTube. So they're trying to avoid paying YouTube's cut. So they do it with Cash Apps. But this, you can write so much off on Cash Apps. Like, you can write so much off as a gift, but I don't know. I think at the end of the tax year, they're going to be stung with a bit of a tax bill, some of these people. But
not only a tax bill, but if some of these people don't start showing some receipts, they're going to end up in court.
Yeah, and you know, they don't realize. I think, you know, this is what happened in Summer Wells. It starts off with something little, like, you know, oh, let's put up a billboard, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you've got people raising $20,000, and then all of a sudden everybody wants you to be transparent. They want to see receipts, and it's like, it ain't going to happen. Like, you know, because they haven't done their accounting. They haven't kept a record. They haven't done anything. And so now
So
they're
they're
just
really,
turning around and going, oh, well, F you, I'm not showing you anything. And
yeah.
so they're basically saying that to everyone that's donated to them, you know, oh, well, you know, you've just got to take my word for it that I'm putting all that money over to where it's supposed to
Not
go.
only
Whereas
that,
if they had a 501c3, it wouldn't have even been a problem. And not only that, on YouTube, when you have over 10,000 subscribers, you can use the fundraising button and you put an organization on there. So if you had a 501c3, you could link that to the fundraising button. And everything would be accounted for. It'd be transparent. YouTube doesn't take a cut off it because it's a fundraising thing. So they won't take their 30% or whatever. And this is another thing that's really cracking me up is how the cut of YouTube keeps changing. Some people say 30, some people say 40, some people say 41, some people say 50. And it's like, how can you
It's
not
all
know
lying.
how much YouTube's taking it? Huh?
They're lying. They're all lying. They also changed the date when YouTube pays them too. They all
Yeah, I love
say
that.
a different date.
I know, that's convenient, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then they say, oh, well, we got to wait for our YouTube check. We can't hand that money over yet because it doesn't come till the 21st or whatever. And it's like, but you got a lot of that money through Cash App. So what are you talking about? That goes straight through. Someone else said 33. I think it's gone up from 30. I think it could be about 33 far. It used to be 30, but it's possibly 33, but it's no higher than that, I don't think.
And I have no problem with genuine people that actually do some work, that actually, you know, because I myself did a lot of work making videos and shorts and editing our podcasts and going on lives and all that stuff. That was work. It was actual work. Sitting on a live stream like we are now, I do not consider that work. Now it takes time. I mean, of course, especially if you're gonna be on here for, you know, a couple hours or more. But I don't see that as something that is Cash App worthy.
It is time. It's time. It's time,
but it's not time. It's not time. You're not actually. I mean, you're just sitting there. And a lot of these creators, the stuff that they talk about, is they put up videos and stuff that other creators have already made, and all they do is do commentary over it. That's about as lazy as you can get. Stopping a video and talking for 2 seconds is lazy. And my biggest laugh is when the subs put in there, like, oh, you did so much for the community, and it's like, really? All they did was sit up there and comment, you know, make a couple of pauses in a video that's already been made.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not work, guys. It's time, but it's not work. And
yeah,
it irritates me to the upteenth percent when somebody comes in and is just lazy. I mean, it just, why do people donate to that? I don't understand it. That concept just goes right over my head because I don't understand it.
Just reviewing content, right? YouTube is a lot of reviewing though. Like there is a lot of reviews on or reactions on YouTube. It's quite a big part of YouTube, but
try I dare any YouTuber who does just live streaming, I dare them to go and do 60 days worth of videos or shorts or editing those and editing them.
Oh yeah.
And then come back and then ask if they're actually working when they just do live streaming.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, you guys. Because you have to come up with a concept. You have to initiate the concept. Then you got to cut it all up I mean, I was doing probably on those longer YouTube videos I was making, it was taking me sometimes 10 hours to do a YouTube video.
Yeah. Of editing,
And
yeah.
then
That's where
you
the hard
do all
work
that
goes in.
work. You do all that work, and then you load it up, and you'd get a copyright strike.
Yeah, because you're using AI voice or something.
Or you're using reused content.
Yeah,
and it's
which is
hard.
almost impossible not to do. Like,
Yep, it is. So then you'd have
Yeah.
and then it'd get blocked in some areas, so then you don't get the views that you would normally get because you have your used content on it or copyright.
yeah,
So then
YouTube like shadow
basically
bans
that
it.
10 hours of work was for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing all
Yep.
of this without any pay whatsoever. And that was fine. That did not bother me whatsoever. I was fine with that. My problem is these other YouTubers that I know are scammers, and they're scrolling their Cash Apps and they're scrolling their Venmos, and all they're doing is live streaming.
You know, that's actually against terms of service. That's circumventing.
Yep.
The
Just
part
like
I don't get what takes so long. It's the editing part, MJ. It's like adding the sound to the pictures and then getting all the picture. Like getting all the pictures. It's not like you're just going out and recording a video. You've got to try and find all the pictures that aren't copyrighted, and put it all together in like a slideshow type format, right?
And then you have to go, and then I would have to go to Streamlabs or what the hell is it called? Anyway, this app where you had to
Streamlabs?
do an 8, huh?
Is it Streamlabs?
Yeah. And you'd have to go in and you'd have to come up with a concept. You'd have to come up with the storyline. So then you go to the AI generator, they'd come up with a storyline, but you'd have to go back in and make sure it was correct because a lot of times it wasn't. So then you'd have to go back and redo it. And then you'd have to go back and make sure. I mean, it took a long freaking time. And then you have to take that, you got to put it on over to CapCut. And then you got to take and find the pictures and the GIFs and all that to go along with the script because you got to time it just right. And then you got to cut down some of that script, and then you got to add the music, and then you got to cut down that music. I mean, it's hard work. It really is. Yeah. And I did this for almost 2 years. Well, a year and a half. Yeah, I did that for almost a year and a half, almost every day. I either made a video, made shorts, or edited podcasts. And did podcasts and live stream and did my astrology over on Killshots.
Yeah, I wouldn't have the patience.
And I didn't ask for any money. That was not the issue. The issue is that you can't be a genuine YouTuber, in my opinion, if you're scrolling your Cash Apps and your Venmos and your PayPals and all this other shit and people are donating to you and you're not actually doing the work. You're not actually working.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's their money. They can do whatever they want with it. People who donate. But I just think it's bullshit to the people that actually do work.
I've noticed the YouTubers that do the best in the true crime are ones that write their own script. They sit in front of a camera and they give you a story. Like, they seem to really thrive, and I like watching a lot of those. Where they.
Oh, and I also made all the merchandise stuff. I did all
You were scammed, MJ?
What?
Oh, MJ just wrote in the chat. Unfortunately, I learned about scammers. Threw me for a loop, it did. Lesson learned. Oh.
Shit.
Yeah, I think everyone's
anything you could talk about in here?
Was it on YouTube? That's interesting. Yeah. I've been scammed with other things in life, not on YouTube so much, because I really don't donate money on YouTube. And I'm glad I don't, when when the truth comes out that a lot of people are just taking advantage of subs. And
trust me, MJ, if
when
I
it comes to,
I had thought about it and done it different, I would have copyrighted all my work. That's one thing I should have done. And it's nothing against Killshot. It's nothing against Killshot on that. But I should have copyrighted all of my stuff. I should have actually bought the copyrights to it and put it on there.
Yeah, because your stuff might not take off for a while, but then all of a sudden it might, like, it'll go on a run and people will just like binge watch your stuff, like.
Yeah.
So you never know when it's gonna take off.
I had 3 shorts over there on Killshots that went viral. I had one short, it was the butter short, and I believe it before we monetized, I think it was up to almost 3 million views. And then I had 2 other ones that were over 2 million views. So I lost all of that. I couldn't take it with me. And I should have copyrighted that.
Jim said, no, I would have found you. Oh, sorry. You go.
I would have, and I don't mean copyright it for money or anything like that. It's just I could have put it in my portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Because
and you could have gone back and you could have gone back and revamped it and like.
I can't have them because I'd have to ask Killshot for them, and well, that's not gonna happen. So, but now I've been offered, I've had several offers actually here in the last, I don't know, 2-3 months since I've come back over here to do editing for other channels with pay. But I have turned them down because I do not want to make money off of YouTube. Oh, hello.
Hey, Tim. Mr. Redux Reacts.
I
see Tim's been making videos.
Yep.
Looking very professional.
He's working his butt off. Anybody that doesn't know, this is my son, Tim. He has a great channel. He does all of his own work. He's the one that showed me how to do all of the editing and stuff over in CapCut. And one of his videos shorts he helped me with did go viral.
Yeah, and Tim's very clever, like the way he does his layout and everything. He has his own image and then he has the video playing behind him. And
oh, Tim, send me your link and I'll drop it for you. It's more for what would you say? It's more, what is his stuff?
It's reaction. I don't know what category. Tim, what category is your work in? I don't know. I'm not used to that area of YouTube.
MJ, Tim's my son. He's Redux React.
Up the top there, he says hola. He's just been doing some reactions.
He took some time off for a while and came back, and just like with everybody else, once you stop loading and stuff, it's hard to get back into the algorithm. So you have to keep at
He
it.
does.
And he's
He
getting
does
pretty
more
good.
animated stuff. He does
Yeah.
animated.
Yeah, it's animated.
Yeah. So it's not everyone's cup of tea, but if you could sub up to him, that would be great. You know, depends.
But
I always
anyway,
support people that are starting out.
it's all right, MJ.
Reactions and reviews, unboxing, and 3D printing builds, animated stuff, pretty much a little bit of everything. Thanks, Tim. Animated stuff, yeah. I got that bit right. It's hard to get in as a new creator because YouTube's such a big thing now.
It is.
But I'm sure you'll do. You'll find your niche and you'll find your people.
Crap. Now I forgot what I was gonna.
You haven't given your son a wrench. Ugh.
Oh man, you don't want Tim having a wrench. Trust me, you don't want him having a wrench.
Tim trolled his mum last week. That was so funny.
He did.
Sorry,
he trolled me.
That was hilarious.
He did, and
she's going, Who is this person? Who is this person? I said, she goes to his channel and she looks on his channel and I said, that looks like Tim. Like, are you sure that's not Tim? Because it looks like the work that Tim, the stuff that Tim's into. She's like, no, that's not Tim. Has anyone else noticed that our pics aren't beside our names? They're not. I'm on the StreamYard side, so I can't see.
Yeah, I'm on the.
They are on StreamYard. They are on the StreamYard. StreamYard's been crazy. Like, it's been doing really weird stuff, though.
Hold on, Tim. I'll get it over. Send it to myself so I can drop the link.
Yeah.
Hey, Doxy, won't you go ahead and start with the snaring the subs, if you don't mind?
Snaring the subs? What are we talking about? We didn't even pre-talk about this.
Oh, snaring the subs. You know how they're putting you have to be subbed for 5, 10, whatever minutes before you can comment in the live stream. It's called snaring the subs.
Snaring the snubs.
Yeah. Snaring the shit. I can't even talk. Snaring.
Are you doing gummies?
Subs. It's another form of grifting.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about this. Well, I mean, when they put on subscribers only mode, a lot of people subscribe and then forget to unsubscribe, or even if you just go in there to troll or whatever.
Yeah, that's what they're counting on. They're counting on you forgetting that you subbed to them after you spent 10, 15, 20 minutes trying to get in there to comment. It's another way of getting around YouTube's terms of services also, because you're not supposed to be sub-herding. It's basically when you sub-herd is when you go and you take a group of creators and you herd the same subs to each of the creators' channels, one after another. So in true crime, a lot of them will go in order. They'll the higher ones with the higher subs, they're the hierarchy. So they'll set their live streams maybe for 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And then each of the other ones will follow suit after their live streams end. And then what they do is they herd their subs from one live stream all the way down. And if you go in and watch, if you have the brain capacity to do so. If you go in and watch, you'll see basically the same percentage of subs in each, and the same ones in each of these live streams, and that's called subherding. And then what they do is each of those channels will go and they'll put on the where you can only comment in their live streams is if you subscribe, and that's called sub snaring, or snaring the subs. It's basically, it's against YouTube's terms of service. You're not supposed to herd subs, basically.
Yeah, and have you noticed there's like there's probably about 2 or 3 distinct like groups in the sort of true crime genre, and so they sort of stay in those groups and they fight with the other groups, but
it's
they all they all scratch each other's backs, if you know what I mean. Like they you know, they'll work in tandem too. So if one's live, then the other ones won't go live, and then they'll go, you know, they'll have time slots and things like that.
And then they'll all pretend to fight, and then so what they do is they will attack one another, and you can tell when they're all fake infighting is they will use the same language when they attack each other. So I'll just use an example. Let's just say Queen Bee and I don't know, let's say I don't know who, Jonesin. So Queen Bee will call Jonesin a bitch. Well, Jonesin will return the favor by calling her a bitch. So one of them sets the tone. It's usually the one that has the more subs. It's the hierarchy. So out of those two, it would be Queen Bee. So Queen Bee will start the name calling usually, and the other one will not go above. So Jonesin would never call her a cunt. That would just, because it's all fake. So you would never go that far. So what would happen is, so say it sort of escalates, let's just say, and Queen Bee calls her I don't know, a skank or whatever. And then Jonesin will go either to the skank level and say she's a skank back, or she'll go back to being just a bitch. You guys, I mean, if you watch and listen real carefully, you'll catch on to how this works.
Imitation of the behavior of the masses. Herding behavior refers to that. Why imitation? Why I keep wanting to say intimidation of the behavior of the masses.
I'm still trying to
it's like mirroring and mimicking and then you get the love bombing. You know, we talked about that, like with people like Britney Jay. Thank you, my love. I love you so much, and oh, you're the best, and da 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 da. And I was like, you can't tell me that. She calls everyone her friend. Have you noticed that? And it's like, you can't have like 5,000 friends. Like, it just doesn't work like that. Like mob mentality, right?
The other thing is when they tell you they love you, they tell all the subs and stuff that they love them. That's another form of love bombing, and they don't mean it. I mean, of course they don't mean it.
Yeah, MJ just said sounds like a lot of work for ugly.
It is, but that's the thing. They have nothing in their outside of YouTube. Is there, like, the life outside of YouTube for these people do not exist. It really doesn't.
Yeah. No, real life doesn't exist. Their whole life is, and especially the ones who are making a living off YouTube, you know, they're relying on YouTube to pay their bills every month. And they will step to any load and pay those bills every month. And if they've got addictions, they'll step even lower, you know, because because they need that money, you know. Okay, Jim, no worries. Yeah, we're just having a chit chat today. We're not really.
Yeah, we're not
serious.
But speaking of addictions, And that's another thing, you know, like, it just, it really, I just sit back and I just laugh my ass off on a lot of this stuff because, like Britney Jay, for instance, and everybody picks on Britney Jay, but the thing of it is, they're really no better than Britney Jay. Seriously, they're not. A lot of them.
No, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it's hypocritical.
Yeah,
Dry
I use
begging and
Britney
stuff.
Jay as an example.
Everyone does.
Yeah,
Everyone does.
so she'll come in and she'll say, "Oh
it.
my God, I've got a $400 internet bill, and I can't pay it, and blah blah blah." Well, here's
and
the
I
thing.
need this to make my money.
But here's the thing, guys. She has a $400 internet bill, and she can't pay it, but she's got electricity on because she's on her computer, right? So she's got electricity. She's got a computer or a laptop or a phone that she's using. This is my son Tim's link, by the way. So she's got a $400 internet bill, supposedly, but yet she's got the electricity running in her house. She's got her phone, or her laptop, so she's getting some kind of connection, right? She's got electricity going. Yeah. So how does anybody else do? Thank you, Jingles. How does anybody else do it?
Thank you, guys.
And if they're using Cash App, which is another way around all this stuff, also is okay. So you can't see who is donating to them through Cash App, right? Because you can't see it. So
yeah,
she has a $400 bill that she needs to be paid, but what if she's actually getting, $600, $700, $800 through Cash App?
Well, she just got her car repaired and then was still trying to get money.
Yep, and nobody knows that. So
yeah. Well, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to say, "Oh, I've got the $400. Stop donating now."
Exactly. So I just want to know from you guys, if anybody dares to say, how, if you are donating to somebody that you know that could be getting money from other people, which you know they are because they got the Cash App going through, how would you feel if you donated money to this person and 20 other people donated money to the same person? I mean, to me, it's kind of a, how do you want to put it? Why should I help if everybody else is helping type? That's my attitude. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But it's like, why am I going to give my hard-earned $20 to somebody that behind the scenes might be getting, $500, $600, $800 over what they're saying they need?
Well, I think it was last year she got to the end of the tax year and then realized she owed a shitload of money in tax and then asked all her subscribers to pay her tax bill. Come on, like you must know that you're going to have to pay taxes. You need to put that money aside out of every paycheck. That's
sorry. And not only that, but you guys, if she can't pay a $400 internet bill, then and then she comes back and she's like, my car broke down. And you guys,
well, she says that she pays. Sorry, she said she pays $400 a month for her internet.
Yeah, she's full of shit.
That can't be right. That just cannot be right. I think I pay $80 a month, and I get the fastest speed fiber optic, and it's unlimited. Like, it's just
nobody in their right mind would pay $400 for internet when you can go up to McDonald's or up to any other, like I think Walmart even now, you can go up there and sit and use their Wi-Fi. Like,
have you noticed it's always $400 increments that she asked for though? Have you noticed that pattern?
Yep.
Do you know why? I heard some theories on why.
Why? Tell us, Doxy.
Well, okay, so there was a theory that came out that she has got a little bit of a gambling addiction, a little bit of a scratchy addiction. Like she likes scratch offs, but she does the online ones. Okay, so that was one theory. And then someone else said, oh, that's funny because $400 is the exact amount it costs to be on Suboxone every month.
Ah.
And she did say that she's an ex-addict and she has fallen asleep during live streams and things. So I don't know. I don't want to put that out there and just say, yeah, that's true. But doesn't it just seem ironic that it's exactly $400 for Suboxone every month? Like,
but why?
So that's a.
I'm still trying to figure out, and help me, you guys, help me. I'm still trying to figure out why anybody. I could see if somebody needed help, they got into a car accident, it was something beyond their control. It was something they were unexpected. People were hurt. They needed, there's no way that whoever was working is going to be able to work for some periods of time. They have kids. They need some, I understand that. And I would definitely donate I'd have to make sure it was true, but I would definitely donate to something like that. And I have donated to stuff like that. But why does people pay or donate to somebody that says I have to pay a $400 utility bill or internet bill, or I got a $400 car payment that needs paid, or I have a $400 truck, my truck broke down and I need it fixed? And why does people feel that because what does other people do to pay all that? Like, my car breaks down, I don't hop on YouTube and beg for money. My YouTube, if God forbid that I had a utility bill that needed paid, I don't hop on YouTube and ask for money. You know what I do? I work.
Oh, it's $30 a month there. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it is funded in the States. Sorry, but yeah.
But why doesn't the people? Why doesn't the subs and the people that are giving them this money? Why is that not their thought process as well? Like, hey, dudes, if I get in a bind, who's helping me? And those people that you're giving money to on YouTube does not give you money in return. They're not helping you when you need help. So why are we giving them money?
Yeah, I don't understand the mentality of it. And it's like, when it's a creator's birthday, I've seen them do live streams the night of their birthday. So when it clicks over to midnight, it's their birthday. So they'll do a late stream, and then they'll do a stream the next day. That's their birthday stream. And they just get flooded with donations and super chats and, also memberships and all sorts of things. And it's like, but then you see one of their mods have a birthday, and it's like, I think Britney Jay got like a pair of Bose headphones and stuff from her mods just her last birthday. And then you see one of their mods have a birthday, and it's like, oh, happy birthday, move on, let's move along.
Right. Yeah. But the thing of it is why?
I know, it's just frustrating. But
how do you have the balls to take money from someone when you really don't need it? Because they absolutely, none of them need it. None of them need it. They're either
and I think also
feeding an addiction. They're either feeding an addiction. They are 100% just scamming, grifting, pandering, whatever you want to call it. They're doing it. They don't need that money, you guys. None of them do. None of them do. They are not dying.
They get
They are not on hospice.
They get enough of their paychecks at the end of every month without all that extra.
Yeah, it's entertainment for them. Yeah, I understand, MJ. I really do. I mean, I understand that.
I think they get addicted to it. I think they get addicted to the money. Like it's almost like once they realize they can get it so easy, they just milk it for everything it's worth.
Yeah, and I really don't understand how they sleep. I do not understand how they go to bed at night and be like, oh yeah, I'm safe for tomorrow, because you can get your YouTube yanked at any minute, at any time. There could come a day where everybody rises up and says, F you, I'm not giving you any more money. You know, and you keep having to lie. The lies have to keep coming. You know, you miss, you know, 1 minute it's a medical emergency. The next minute your car broke down. The kids has got an earache and you can't get to the doctor. You know, it's just lie. And eventually somebody's going to catch on.
Yeah, but it gets to the point where then all of a sudden, oh, what I've got to step it up a notch. Oh, I've been diagnosed with cancer, or you know, like it just gets worse and worse, and they get themselves in so deep, and they never show you any proof of anything.
No, that's another thing. Why does people, when Britney Jay asks for $400 for her freaking internet bill, why is nobody asking for a receipt? Like,
yeah, show us your internet bill. It'll be an online bill.
Yeah, and so why? I was watching. Oh,
yeah,
God,
exactly.
I can't remember the guy's name now, but he's a YouTuber over on the homesteading side, and his dad had a heart attack. I can't remember. It was before Christmas, I believe it was, and he said that his dad had no insurance, and so he wasn't. What happened?
Oh, Fa said her dog is
dying.
Sorry, I just saw that and I was like, no. Oh, we had to put our Staffy down last year.
Or is she saying that like one of the excuses they use? Is that what she...
Oh, are you saying your dog is dying, or is it real? Oh.
She that's might why be. I didn't respond right away, because I was like, oh, maybe she was meaning like that's one of the things they use. But I hope that's what it is. I hope her dog's not dying.
I know, because we've both been through that. Sway lost a dog and we lost a dog last year. Was it the year before? But it was really sad.
My Ruby.
It was so sad. Yeah, we lost our KG. He wasn't. But people will use things like that, like to pull on your heartstrings. And this is when it comes into a missing child's case, and you're using a missing child to pull on people's heartstrings to fundraise and things, because people want to help a cause like that. They really want to help, and that's how they get you. They use that emotional pull, you know.
Yep. Or they do the sneaky shit, and they won't directly ask, but they'll hint around like, we had a house fire and lost everything. Please send prayers. Yeah. Well, you know that as soon as everybody hears it, they lost everything. Of course, there's going to be people that are going to reach out to them and say, how can we help you with clothes or food or, you know, cash to stay in a hotel, or, you know, they know that. And it's still grifting. What happened?
Sorry, MJ said receipt, dog ate it, or was it the monkey? Yeah, it's a bit like that. I don't know.
Oh,
they always used to.
No, far. We knew you wasn't.
Yeah.
That's why I was just waiting to see. I was like, oh, I think she was saying that as one of their excuses, because that's one of the ones, wasn't it? Army for Jesus that used her dog dying one.
I don't know. I don't even know she had a dog.
Maybe it wasn't her. It was it was somebody off of there though.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I mean, in all reality, if your dog's got cancer, like our dog went in twice to get tumors removed, and then the third time it was something to do with his heart, and it was like, you know, this is gonna, like, you could spend all that money and it might prolong their life a little bit, but you know, so do you want them to go through that? I don't know. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing. But anyway,
so you want to how about we touch a little bit on the the blip boards.
Oh, okay, right. The blip boards. Talk about all the fake ads you get on YouTube. Sort of the same thing like those subsidy. The subsidy.
Yep, the fake ads.
Yeah.
Yep, they're just as bad.
I have premium. I don't watch ads. I hate ads.
So
okay, the blip boards. Oh my god,
so
the bloody blip boards.
On the blip boards. Oh my freaking god! We went through this in Summerwell's case. 423 Chase was the biggest scammer in the blip board, or in the bulletin boards. Well, they were called blip boards, but do you remember? I keep forgetting her name. The one that supposedly donated the 4,000, the doctor's wife.
Oh, Christy Vincent.
Christy Vincent. Now,
yeah,
that was another scam that a lot of people fell for. And that was a 423 case bazinga. Supposedly, Christy Vincent had donated $4,000 for a billboard for Summer Wells and donated it to 423 Chase, aka Brad Wishon. Turns out that wasn't even true.
Well, that's what they do. They'll bring in a big donator, and then they'll say they're going to match the amount of money that comes in, and that's how they kick it off. Like, you just got to watch that stuff, hey, because they don't show any proof that they're going to, like, when it comes time to, they won't show any proof that they've matched anything.
And if you guys go through what is the company's name? Lamar.
Lamar. Oh, Lamar. That was for the digital boards in Tennessee. Yeah.
If you go through Lamar, and I think they're in other states besides just Tennessee, because I know I'm pretty sure we have some around Tibet here. They give certain amount away for free. You don't even have to and that's another thing, you guys. Why are YouTubers raising money for billboards? FBI, you guys, there's other resources. It's all free. There should be no reason that anybody is giving money for blip boards. None.
Oh, the amount of money they've raised for those blip boards aren't static. They aren't static boards, and they're not like, okay, so you get like a 4-second blip like every so many minutes, you know. It's not like their photo is constantly on there. And blip boards are extremely cheap. Like, I think you can run blip board, like multiple blip boards for, you know, $10 a day or $20, $30 a day. But these creators have taken in over $20,000, some of them. How are they spending that much on blip boards? I don't understand it.
And why do you need $20,000 worth of blip boards in Tennessee? That is ridiculous. And not only that, but billboards do not work, you guys. It doesn't work. A billboard has not found a missing person.
Yeah, and I mean, they never helped in Summer's case, and
that's because they're usually
the
not
reward didn't either.
The same state, and not only that, but they're usually, unfortunately, passed away. So you're spending $20,000 on these blip boards, and I hate to say this, guys, but Sebastian might not even be in Tennessee. He may not even be alive anymore. And somebody will say, well, that's just the chance you have to take. No, that's $20,000 of wasted money that you just put in the pockets of YouTubers. And they will take, and they've been calling them out right now, but it's funny because one of the big ones calling these people out is another big scammer. And you've got to go and start, if you guys really want to catch on, go and start reading the comments under these people's videos. Because Doxy just found this morning.
Mm-hmm.
You still
that was so random. I went back to an old interview of Sebastian Rogers right from the start of his case. And I went down into the description of the video. I was looking at different dates of what time these interviews took place and everything. I was looking at dates, and then something caught my little eye. And I was like, oh, I'm sending this to Sway.
Yeah, and it was a big.
And okay, does anyone know about how those blipboards started off? Who started them? It was Duchess for the missing, Dutch for the missing, or
yeah,
she started the blipboards, and then. Well, I don't know much about Duchess. I've never actually followed her channel. She used to be a moderator for Benny Keys. That pretty much says it all right there.
Yep.
I don't have anything against the woman. I've never seen her. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I've never really followed her. I've never heard anything bad. I just know that she started the blipboards and then handed them over to Cluminati because she claimed her parents were in palliative care, or she had some stuff going on with her parents anyway when she had Chris and Kate on about the third day. Yes. Okay, so you go to Chronicles of Olivia. Chronicles of Olivia did one of the first interviews, and she did an exclusive interview with Katie and Chris Proudfoot. So I go to have a look at the dates, because I was looking at dates of interviews because I wanted to debunk something that people kept going on about. But anyway, so I go into the description, and there is Duchess's PayPal link. Is it PayPal or Cash App? Was one of them. And I hit on it, and yeah, it was definitely Duchess for the missing. And she had been under Olivia, the Chronicles of Olivia's interview. It was a donate thing for her, and that interview was done in March. So, but Duchess's link is still there under that video. So I thought she'd stopped collecting for the blipboards. I just thought it was kind of interesting because so there are links floating around out there. So people might donate to that thinking they're donating to the blipboards, and she's not even doing the blipboards anymore. So is that just a mistake? Or?
That is what she claims, that she wasn't doing them anymore.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I've never even known. It's really quite disgusting. Yeah, MJ and Summers was the same, but this went full speed. This went like from, because Summers' case is about just over 3 years old, or it's a bit over 3.5 years old now. But Summers, this case went to the same level of Summers in about 3 months. Like, it's like they learned how to destroy a missing child case. Yeah, so that link is still there under Chronicles of Olivia's video, which is from March, which I think is interesting.
I'm trying to pull it up.
Are you going to pull it up? Okay.
Yeah.
But just be aware of these links, like, because it says something on it about crowdfunding for billboards or blipboards or that, something like that. I can't even remember. I did send the screenshots through this way. I was like, check this out. hang on a minute. I was like, what?
And the thing of it is, too, you guys, you got to really, really watch who is outing these people. So when you have a YouTuber on when they're outing these people, they're not doing it actually to, how do I want to say this? It's a game. It's a game. A lot of these YouTubers, the bigger YouTubers with the bigger sub counts, will go in and they'll start promoting these little channels, right? So once these little channels start picking up momentum, and they start getting in the subs and they start becoming popular, the bigger YouTube channels that was promoting them before will go in and try to take them down. It's a game. Okay? So right now we're seeing this happen with Tiffany Marie and Duchess. Tiffany Marie used to, from what I've been reading, promote, or not promote, but she had mentioned Duchess quite a few times in the past. And she had,
when they started the Blipboards for summer, I think Duchess got on board then.
Yeah, and so Duchess came from Benny's. Duchess was Benny Keys' moderator, and Benny Keys and Tiffany Marie are like butt buddies. I mean, they are simpatico. Okay, do not let them fool you. Those two are simpatico, and they're still working together. And that was what I was going to bring up to you guys to go look at. But the thing of it is, so Tiffany Marie and Duchess. So somebody would say, well, why is Tiffany trying to call out Duchess with these Blipboards? Well, it's a game, because Tiffany Marie's a scammer too, you guys. Tiffany Marie was supposed to have sent a check for her donation to the Summer Wells Reward Fund. And I can't remember if it was $1,200 or $1,500. She had told everybody she had sent either a $1,200 or $1,500 check to the Summer Wells reward. It was the reward, right?
Yeah, it was more of there was a troll on. People get that really twisted. It was a troll on Molly, because Molly said, how much did you give to the reward fund for this missing girl? And so she wrote out this fake check to, kind of like, one up Molly. And then it caught on, so she had to double down on it and tell everyone, oh, no, I did send that check, because people started calling her out about it. But then she got caught.
Yeah, because they actually went to the people that was getting the money, the bank, CHEVEZ Bank, and CHEVEZ Bank released a list of all the people that they got donations from, and Tiffany Marie's name was not on it. There was no donation of $1,200 or $1,500 by an individual.
It was $1,500. Yeah, there was no deposits of $1,500 from anybody. So people were like, well, how's that? So
Tiffany lied. Tiffany flat out lied. I have receipts from where Tiffany was promoting 423 Chase at Summer Wells' vigil, the first vigil. And that was for the billboards, and that was a scam. And she said the other day, I heard her say that she's never scammed. She did. She helped scam. And she knew that 423 Chase was a scammer. They all did. Matter of fact, Cam and Allie in a Discord chat had said that they were suspicious of 423 Chase, but yet went on to promote him and wanted people to donate to the billboards. And Cam and Allie was in the Discords with Tiffany Marie. So they all knew that there was something up with 423 Chase and still promoted him.
Yeah, they did. They all knew that something was fishy, but they all get cuts of it. They might make out like they're calling a creator out, but they've probably got a cut from it, and they've got to they've got to blacklist that creator before they get called out, you know. So it's a catch-22 situation.
The reason why Tiffany, a bigger channel, is calling out Duchess for scamming with the blip boards is because Duchess has gotten too big. She's gotten too popular on the YouTube streets. And we've seen that.
Yeah,
with
that's another thing.
We saw that with Cam and Allie. Cam and Allie got too popular on the YouTube streets, and so Benny and Tiffany and the rest of them needed to take them down. So that's what's happening with Duchess. And it doesn't take away from the fact that Duchess scammed with the billboards. It does not take away from that. So just because...
And the other thing is,
just because Tiffany's taking her down because she's getting too big, do not feel sorry for Duchess, because Duchess is still scamming.
Yeah, and the other thing is to watch fake religion as well. Like a lot of creators will use fake religion to pull people in, and religion isn't such a big thing in New Zealand and Australia, but in the States you've got the Bible Belt and things like that. So people, you know, they'll flock to creators that claim to be religious, and a lot of the times it's just hollow words. They're not religious. They're just using it to make people think, because they're religious, that they must be trustworthy. Uranus causes divorces, MJ. Oh, Discord is not good in Uranus.
No, Discord sucks. Never go to a Discord. Your anus will flare up like a big old hemorrhoid.
I did Discord once and I got totally burnt by it, and I was just like, no way.
No.
The things that goes on in those Discords, make your hair curl.
No, you would never, ever, ever go to Discord if you heard what Doxy and I heard. Oh, hell no.
Sounds like MJ wants to talk astrology. I think you want to talk astrology, MJ. You're using those terms. Well, people don't want to hear about the blip boards. Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. The reason I wanted to bring this stuff up, guys, is because guess who's back to YouTube?
Who?
Doxy?
Beanie Keys?
You want to tell them?
I don't know. I don't know.
Beanie Keys is back to YouTube.
Well,
I mean, he hasn't left, but I'm just saying there has been spottings of Beanie Keys around YouTube. But today, going back through, no, not Doug, not that I know of, not Doug, but going back to earlier today, Doxy hit on a bullseye or a big old gold pot going underneath Tiffany Marie's comments, her community page. Benny's been helping Tiffany Marie. Benny Keys, yep. Tiffany Marie and Benny are still working together, and she admits to it in her comments under her community page. So the fake Benny Tiffany fight is not real, y'all. It never has been.
Yeah. I don't know if all these people know about Benny, but well, you know, he's just a talker. He's a talker, and he does a lot of damage. He can do a lot of damage, like behind the scenes. But yeah, Rowdy, I saw Doug on White Boys. I haven't seen him for a little while, and you could see the difference in him. I think it might be extracurricular activities, maybe.
Rowdy,
yeah, only what you've heard from us, far. Sorry.
Are we gonna have to have another talk with Rowdy about Doug? Rowdy, you are grounded from men on YouTube.
I don't think he's homeless, Rowdy. I think he is living somewhere from what I saw. But he just, I don't know.
He's a big time addict. He's
I think he struggled with addiction with a lot of things. Like,
big time. You like Doug.
You like Doug?
You do, Rowdy.
Rowdy likes all the bad boys. You sure you don't like ankle monitors too, Rowdy?
I think
I
she
don't
does.
know. Yeah. It's like, okay, so Far asked if you'd done Azaria Chamberlain chart. Do you remember Azaria Chamberlain? The dingo took my baby, stole my baby?
Oh, I know of her, but I haven't done her chart.
No, I don't think we have. And we were like always wondering, was it the dingo or was it because the mother spent 25 years in prison and then got let out. And it's an interesting story actually, because I think the tourism board tried to cover up that it was dingoes because they didn't want to lose the tourism for that area.
Oh,
and the mother took the fall. Like, it was really bad. If you've got the dates, we could probably do it. If I don't know if you want to do that, Sway, I'm not sure.
No, Rowdy. Rowdy, no.
Mental health. No, it could be mental health. Like, I mean,
no.
Yeah.
No, the comment.
Everyone struggles with mental health. Oh, well, I've never known a man with a monitor.
No. You would not like that.
Oh, a monitor, an ankle monitor. Maybe I would like that. Well, you know what, Rowdy? It keeps them in check. Like, you always know where they are. They can't do a runner. They can't go and get milk and not come home.
Years.
Yeah. That's the only good thing about them being on a monitor is the security, because you know where they are.
I guess they really could. They could go to prison for, violating it.
Yeah, if they cut it off. Yeah, if they cut it off, they could do that. I would say cut it off and jump on a runaway train, and then you're gone into the
Doug was with no thanks.
You believe it was a dingo far? Yeah. And they blame the mother for so many years. And then they found, didn't they find little Azaria's like stretch and grow? A little little suit. And
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. But the mother finally got let out after it was like 20 years or 25 years. Really, no.
Yeah, and I think the husband, didn't they divorce?
Yeah, I think they did. It totally destroyed her life. I mean, and not, and the fact that your baby got taken as well, and you had no idea. But I heard that they did have a dingo problem, and the tourism board was trying to cover that up because they didn't want to lose the campers and the tourists, because of the dingoes. So if people thought that, oh my gosh, these dingoes are stealing babies, we're not going to go there and camp out. So they used her. I heard it was a little bit shady, like how they went about.
Shady in Australia? No way.
Lindy. Shady in Australia?
They
did. Just reminds me of what people do.
Yeah. If anybody's got the info, I'll look it up. We'll do a chart on it.
Yeah. If you can find the date that Azaria was taken. I have 9 men on probation. Does that count? POs are hot.
Rowdy.
She's like me. You're a woman after my own heart. You like the bad boys. I've had to put myself in timeout and just not talk to anyone because I seem to attract the bad ones for some reason.
Oh yeah. Why don't we ask Doxy about oh God, what was his name? Oh shit.
People are still being attacked on Fraser Island. Is that where Azaria was taken? Are you doing Diddy's chart? Oh, Diddy's chart.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Good thing you reminded me.
Diddy. Oh, Diddy. The type of case breaks up a lot of families. Okay, so Far's put the date there for Azaria. And she said, so Fraser Island must have been where she got taken from, right, Far, I'm guessing. And there's still dingo attacks. Wow. Like in touristy areas like that, animals will get like really game and they'll come really close to people, and they, you know, because they know they've got food and things like that. Oh, she was taken from Ayers Rock. That's right, she was too. You know, I never went to visit Ayers Rock. I've been all round the coast, but I've never been to the centre. Ayers Rock, yeah, okay. So Fraser Island. I have heard of Fraser Island though, Northern Territory. Okay. Oh, what do you think about Diddy? Oh, that was crazy, man.
Which one do we
He
wanna
didn't
do
get bail. We'll do Azaria first day.
Yeah. Like
17th of August 1980. So Northern Territory, is that the centre? Like Ayers Rock? Ayers Rock. I don't know if that's a place. I mean, you know, like a place on your astrology thing.
What's it called?
Another child was bitten years later at Ayers. Oh, Jim.
Ears
So,
Rock?
yeah. Fine time. It is Adelaide time central. Okay, Adelaide. Adelaide time. ADELAIDE.
Nope. Okay, I'm gonna have to use Adeline. How do you spell it? Adelaide, I mean.
ADEL AIDE.
AIDE.
They attack adults on the beach at Fraser Island. Wow.
Oh.
Wow, another child was bitten at Ayers Rock. Wow. Oh, it's called Uluru. That's right. It is called Uluru. That's the native name for it, isn't it? Diddy done dwindled down to disdain. Garbage piece of shit. I made up a rhyme this morning and now I can't remember. I think, do you know what I think? Diddy was behind Tupac and Biggie getting.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But we'll find out.
Definitely Tupac, but I think it was Biggie as well or something. Oh, he's got no bail. No bail.
He doesn't need bail.
Yes.
He needs to be castrated.
No, he needs.
Sorry.
Yeah, he does, but he'll be in protective custody. Okay,
ooh.
So have you got your chart up? Here we go, guys. This is Azaria Chamberlain.
Oh, shit.
AZA. I'm trying to spell her name.
In this chart, Mars was at 22 degrees of to kill or be killed in Libra. Holy shit. Okay, so in this chart, it's 24 degrees, which is Pisces, of Sagittarius. So Pisces is water, and we know that they were around water, right?
Yeah. No. There's no water around Ayers Rock. It's like the middle. Ayers Rock is like the middle of Australia. It's like the desert, isn't it? I don't know if there might be water around there.
So then it must represent nighttime, because Pisces also represents nighttime, but it also represents unknown or hidden. And we know that the baby was hidden for a while, right?
Oh, they never found her, I don't think.
Right.
No, it's desert. There's no water, middle of Australia.
Okay.
It was nighttime, I'm pretty sure, that she got taken, or dusk.
So it's
because I think they were just
Sagittarius in this case would be that they were camping or doing outdoor activities, camping, basically. But Sagittarius also represents dog, a dog, and a dingo is a dog.
Yes, it was evening. Just a couple of clothes, like months or years afterwards. I know, and wasn't it weird that didn't they find her little stretch and grow folded up in a cave? Like it had blood on it, but it looked like someone had folded it. It was really odd. I don't know if that's true, but I'm thinking this. I'm just trying to recall my memory here. Yep, camping. Yep.
Oh wow.
Was evening.
Jupiter is the ruler of her chart, and Jupiter sits in the 10th house of reputation in the sign of Virgo at 14 degrees. 14 degrees is food. So the dingo thought she was food. In the sign of Virgo, Virgo is clothes. So this dingo was attracted to food and clothing. So I imagine it was the nappies.
Oh, and possibly like the smell of milk or something on her.
Yep. Yeah, because 14 degrees represents also milk because it's from a cow.
Wow.
So Mercury is the ruler of the clothes and the food. Let's see, where is Mercury? Mercury sits in the 9th house. So was the area that they were around, was that close to a highway or a major roadway?
I'm not sure. I've never been to Ayers Rock. I'm sure there must be a highway to it, or like it must be off the main track. But there's got to be a highway running through. So they found blood in the car. Blah blah. Years later, they thought the son did it.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
So the dingo took the baby somewhere near a highway or a major roadway because it's in the 9th house. 9th house is highways or major roadways. And Mercury is the sign of a vehicle. So again, a roadway. In the sign of Leo, which is something that is popular, like a tourist attraction or something that's... What was the reason? Why did they go
Rock is a tourist attraction. Ayers Rock is the tourist attraction. Like it's like a big giant red rock. Like it's massive. It's like huge. Like it's protected now. It's a protected area. 3 months old. Okay, and I'm wondering why they never heard the baby cry, or like why. I mean, that dingo must have got her, whipped her out pretty quick.
That dingo. It looks like the dingo. Let's see.
Grabbed around the throat. I don't want to say that. Vinny, pots and pans. Hello, Vinny. Welcome.
Yeah, the throat. Yep.
So that's why she couldn't cry? Because I know some animals do go for the throat, don't they? As as a way to eat quickly. Like my cat, like when he catches a rat or something, he always grabs for the throat and shakes them. And
this dingo had babies. This dingo was a mom and had babies. So
9 weeks old. Okay. So she was trying to feed her babies?
Yep.
Oh. So they did do a big search, right? They searched all around, and I'm pretty sure they must have tried to find her remains. But I'm sure her clothing was found in a cave. I might be wrong.
Ooh. Yep. So the mother of the dingo mother, that sounds so funny. Dingo mother was trying to feed her babies because the 7th house of perpetrators, which would be the dingo in this case, because it's in the sign of Gemini, and Gemini is pets. So we would think of as a dog as a pet. So a dingo is a dog, so we would think that as a pet. And the sign of 24, which means they didn't see the 24th degrees Pisces, which means it was nighttime. They didn't see the dingo. Dingo was hidden.
Yeah.
But in the perpetrator's 7th house, their 1st house, sits Venus. Venus rules the perpetrator's 5th house of children. So the dingo was pregnant, had babies already. And it's in the sign of Cancer. Cancer means home or babies. So the dingo brought the baby back to the home, the dingo's home, which in this case moon in Scorpio means that they were underneath. So the dingo must have had something that was underground. So does dingoes dig, like go under?
Well, dogs dig, right? So maybe what went under the tent, oh, hang on. Apparently the dingo got through a tent that had fly wire and a canvas tent zipped up.
Is there a bridge? Is there a bridge around there? Because it's in sign of, it is Venus. Venus rules bridges. I'm just wondering if the dog went underneath like a bridge.
Hey, no. Well, I'm wondering because years ago, the old tents didn't used to have like a bottom connected on them. They used to have, the tent was just on the grass, and then you'd have to put like a tarpaulin or a ground cover sheet under that. So it meant that something could actually get under the tent, I don't know. It may have been looking for food and smelled the milk. Yeah, MJ. No, not dingo. I'm thinking fox. So I see they found her jacket. Yeah, they did, MJ. It had a fly wire and a canvas tent zipped up. Canvas tent. So it was a canvas tent. That might be an old-fashioned tent. I don't think they had like a floor
I think it
in
was
them.
actually a camper.
What? They're in a camper?
I think they were actually in a camper, weren't they?
No, they were. No, they were in tents and they had a car.
Because I thought they said that trying to figure out if there's a bridge near this place.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for a dog to rip canvas. That's what Far said. And MJ said they have dingoes here at the zoo. They are strange to me, like never chill. Yeah, they sort of pace, but a little bit crazy dog, wild dogs. Baby was in a tent, right. They dig dens to about 30 centimeters, like a hole in the ground. There you go. They dig dens. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, guys. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
and have you got the mother in that chart, the moon? Does she come up at all?
Oh, yeah. The mother of the baby?
Her name was Lindy. Because she got locked up for,
she's the one,
was it 20 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah. She's in the sign of Pisces at 4 degrees, which is a Cancer mother. Pisces means prison. And it's in the 12th house of the chart, which means prison. So she went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at 19 degrees, which is 20, actually. So how long was she in prison for?
I think it was 20 years. It might have been longer. I know it was around 20.
Well,
and then that she ended up getting let out. Because I think she got an appeal. Hang on a minute. Yes. I'm just going to zoom in. Yes.
Okay. It says 19.
Yeah.
And it's retrograde, meaning it comes from the degree before, which is 20. This is prison. She was in prison for 20 years.
Wow. That's crazy. Huh. It's good that that you can fact check that case kind of. MJ, that's captivity. Yeah, that's true. In captivity they would pace. MJ, they are beautiful dogs. The pure dingo, the ones on the mainland are crossed with feral dogs. The only pure are on Fraser Island. Oh, okay, far. And they're red dogs, aren't they? They're like got red fur. Red.
And Scorpio also represents
2012.
desert. Was in the desert.
2012, she was finally declared deceased because they never found any remains. Wasn't it? It was 1980, so I was only like 1 year, less than a year old. I would have been the same age as Azaria, pretty much.
If somebody can find a map of that place and look for a dry riverbed around that area, Hi, Vinny Pots and
There
Pans.
probably is a dry. I'd say there'd probably be a dry riverbed because they don't have a lot of water out there in the.
Yes, it's a full moon tonight, Vinny.
Oh, it's tonight. It wasn't last night.
It was both tonight and tonight.
What's the moon in? Do you know? Sag?
Pisces.
Pisces, that's right. Yeah, they are. Is it the moon eclipse? No, because you did something on your community wall.
Partial lunar eclipse, which means that people, if it's transiting your 8th house, this is 6 months of where you have to have extreme caution, because 8th house is the house of death. It's also the house of danger. Neptune is drugs, alcohol, chemicals, water, drowning. So you got to be really, really, really careful. You could overdose. Don't do surgeries because this surgery is 8th house. Neptune is anesthesia. 8th house is death. This is not a good time to get loans if it's transiting your 8th house. Your child support, any of that kind of stuff. Anybody having money in somebody else's name or getting money from other people will not be good. You'll lose it. Gambling, you'll lose it. Do not horse race because you'll lose it. Do not bet on the dogs, horses, any kind of betting, you'll lose it. What was I looking for? Shit. The moon is over Uranus. Yep.
We're so mature. We always have to giggle.
Obsessed with Uranus. I would definitely look to see if there's a dry riverbed around that area because the baby is in the sign. The little baby that is in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio's desert, but it's also river. And in the desert, you would have a dry riverbed. And by now, I mean, shit, that's what, 40-something years ago. So, of course, you'd find bones, but it may still be there somewhere. Okay. Does anybody have the time that P. Diddy was arrested? Am I muted? Oh, boy.
Sorry, I'm muted. Duh. I was friggin' reading comments. There probably is a dry riverbed somewhere there. It was a native mating spot. Yeah, I'd say. It wasn't. And every now and again they get rain, I guess.
Well, that night it was a dry riverbed.
Lindy was such a strong woman, though through the whole thing, people thought she was cold. Mm-hmm. No, she had to be strong. Yeah, I would have broken if I was in prison for 20 plus years. Yeah, and blamed for that. But she was a strong woman, but she did come across as cold, and I think that was, part of why it was so controversial. Like, people were like, "Oh, she hasn't got any feelings about it." I mean, you'd be numb, you wouldn't.
But it was also because didn't her husband blame her? I thought there was a big thing. I'm
not sure. Does anyone know if the husband turned on Lindy?
I'm pretty sure he did.
I'm going to go and see if I can find what time he was arrested, Sway.
Okay. Hold on, guys. I'm on the other page. I can't see the comments. Yep, they divorced 11 years later. I thought, oh, maybe they did stick together, but I know they got divorced. I knew they got divorced, but I thought it, I don't know, for some reason I was thinking.
Okay, I'm having trouble finding it. Like, there's just so many news reports on it. Okay. I never heard that. I always thought they stuck together.
Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, far. Some people just aren't openly emotional. He was
Okay.
convicted for after the fact, but I
8:30.
don't know the answer to your question. Oh, you got it?
8:30 p.m.
Legend.
at a hotel
New
in New
York.
York. What day, though?
It was yesterday. Your date yesterday, like not my date. See, if I went by my dates and times, it's always wrong for America. That he was convicted for. Oh, read that. So did they end up? Did Lindy end up getting any compensation, or did she get that taken off her record, or she must have had an appeal, right? I need to look back into that because, you know, after all that time and all that uproar and everything, and then she was paid 1.3 million. Oh, MJ, that's not really that much for losing 20 years of your life.
Yeah, and I bet the husband
and your child
and your husband
and your husband. Yeah, that's sad, huh? For false imprisonment. There you go. She was given compensation. Okay. So she was falsely imprisoned. So yeah, I thought there was something to do with that. How they botched that case up, like they did it on purpose. Wow, MJ, thanks for that. But 1.3 million. I mean, that's not a lot. You lost the best years of your life. Sad. I remember there was a movie on it years ago. It was something Angels. Was it called?
Yep, I remember that one.
Yeah. She was like, the dingo took my baby. And everyone used to just mock it all the time. Like, it was a dingo.
There was a song.
She was right.
There was a song even made about it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's a kite. There's a kite in Diddy's.
Ooh.
The rest time.
Diddy's got a kite.
Oh yeah, he's definitely high.
Meryl Streep, that's right. Is it called Dark Angels or Meryl Streep? That's right. She played Lindy.
Yep.
She did. So isn't it interesting? Yep. Evil Angels, that's right. And it's like, so like she gets let out and she was innocent and given compensation for false imprisonment. But yet nobody does a movie on that. Like, they only did a movie on the controversial side of it, but not the truth. People still mock her to this day, and with that saying, a dingo's got my baby. Yeah, I know, far. It was just such a... It was something that was said a lot. And imagine that after all that time. sad. Really sad. I hope she's doing all right now. I hope she's okay. Might do some research and look into what she's doing, or if she's still around, or...
Oh my God. You guys. So, who is Aiden? Aiden must be the son of Lindy
Yes,
and
the
Michael.
son. The son was there for the raid. I think he's got a couple of sons.
So the son Aiden got married, and it said that the lady that he married was named Amber, and she arrived to the wedding ceremony in the same yellow Holden Torana that the Chamberlains had driven to the scene where it all happened. Why would you want to drive that to your wedding? Oh, that's weird.
A Tirana?
Yeah, the same vehicle that your sister disappeared in 40, however many years earlier. They drove it as their wedding car.
Oh.
Weird.
Well, Tirana's like a collector's item now, but other than that, but what are we still talking about Diddy, or are we talking about something else? Kathleen?
Huh? What? No, I'm getting ready to do Diddy's.
Okay.
This is Diddy's chart right here.
Oh yeah, MJ. John Benet's one too. Totally.
Okay, so Diddy's chart comes up at 3 degrees of Taurus. 3 degrees is Gemini. Gemini is your hands. It's all communications. It's kids, youth. Now remember, Diddy was arrested on trafficking, and trafficking is ruled by the 3rd house, which is Gemini. Trafficking. And Taurus is money. It's in the third sign, or 3rd degrees of Taurus. Taurus is money, and he's charged with racketeering. Taurus is females. He's charged with sex trafficking. But Taurus is also music, and he's a music mogul. So this chart describes Diddy to a T. So the ruler of this chart is Venus, and it's at the 22nd degree of kill or be killed, in the 6th house, and that's of women. So Venus is women, and the 6th house is service to. So these women were service to Diddy. So Diddy was bringing women in to service him, or to do service for him for other things and other people, in the sign of Libra, and Libra is business. So he was doing this under the disguise of a business, which we all know he did.
Mm-hmm.
His Uranus, woohoo, MJ Uranus, right there in the 1st house, means that he's a home. He bats for the other team, or he bats for the same team. I mean, if you guys know what that means.
Yeah. Uranus. Well, did anybody watch the press conference today?
No.
Did you? Oh, they got up and released, like, what do you call it when
affidavit?
Indictments. Oh. And it was talking all about his freak off parties. Mm-hmm. Oh, freak off.
It's sitting in his 1st house. It means he's actually considered a homosexual.
Or Brother Love. He calls himself Love. Remember, he changed his name to Love.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
is it a cover that he's with women, or does he swing both ways? Or...
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
even in Hollywood, you know, back in the day, they did that with Rock Hudson. They did it with Raymond Burr. They were all homosexuals, but and JFK. They did it with JFK. It was marriages and girlfriends of convenience to cover up for their homosexuality. So, yes, they're probably somewhat bisexual, but their origin is homosexuality. So they would prefer men.
He was using the woman to make money from, I think, more so, like, you know, like the trafficking side of it.
Well, yeah, because most of the other people he hung out with wasn't homosexual, so he had to have women in there. Plus, he had to cover it up. He couldn't let anybody know he was homosexual. Plus, that's how they, you know, blackmail you, is get you to do homosexual things, videotape it, and then they blackmail you. So they use the women to lure in the straight men from Hollywood and rapping and all that, the rappers, under this disguise of, you know, the women are there, but then they get them all high and drug them and shit and get them to do stuff that they normally would not do that's considered homosexuality and videotape it and blackmail them.
Yeah, he did that to Justin Bieber, quite a few people. And all these photos have come out on Twitter of him with Trump, him with Kamala. Yeah, and it's like, holy shit, this is going to get real deep. Like, these stars are going to be freaking out because
a lot of these
FBI's got all these freak off parties recorded. Sorry.
Yeah, but you guys got to understand something. Just because they take pictures with them, it does not mean that they were with them. So a lot of celebrities, as like, they'll take pictures with each other. It's kind of like, you know, the YouTubers. As long, you know, anybody that's got a bigger channel, the little channel will be like, hell yeah, let's go. If I had an opportunity to be up on the panel and take a picture, or, you know, something to say that I was in the same vicinity of somebody big. And that's basically what they do. And that's how they blackmail you also. Because remember, his whole thing is blackmail. So just because Trump was in a picture with Diddy does not mean that Trump did this stuff, you guys. I just want to put that out there.
It's extortion too, it's like extortion. So that comes under the RICO Act, like.
Yep.
And then also conspiracy to murder.
Yeah. So Uranus rules the 11th house, and that's friends. So see, he was under the disguise.
He liked his friends Uranuses.
Yep. He liked his friends Uranuses, of course. Big time. Ooh.
Yes, Jim. This is Daddy's chart. He just got arrested yesterday. They did a big SWAT.
So in the 27th degree is, again, Gemini, but it's retrograde, so you go from the degree before, which would be Cancer. So basically, they're saying that Diddy basically is a backholer. He's a backholer, guys. Oh my God.
He's a holerback girl.
It's a literally telling you he likes it in the back end.
Wow.
Sorry, but that was funny. And it's the co-ruler of Aquarius is Saturn, and Saturn represents black people. So Diddy liked black men.
Jim wants to know if he orchestrated Tupac and Biggie's demises. Well, according to Diddy's ex security bodyguard, yes, he was offering $1 million to.
Let's see, that would be his rival. So it would be, yes, he did, because it's the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is money that you pay to other people. Scorpio is also the sign of death. Scorpio is also rules like mafia, so it's all underground and hidden. It's things you hide from other people. So Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio in the 10th house at the 29th degree. 29th degree is royalty in Leo. That means Tupac. Tupac was royalty in the hip-hop world. And his reputation, so the reputation of P. Diddy is that he had Tupac killed. Now, Scorpio is a dual sign, meaning there's two rulers, a co-ruler, ruler. Co-ruler, and this is Mars. Mars sits in his 3rd house, and everybody knows that he considered Big, B.I.G., Notorious B.I.G., Mr. Big, or as a brother.
Yeah.
And the 3rd house is the brother. So he did have the brother killed. So yes, Tupac and Biggie.
Wow. And I think, I mean, there was a lot of rivalry going on there, but I think a lot of it was to do with money, you know, like, because some of them broke away and went with different recording.
You guys got to also understand too that, what's his face? Oh shit! What's his face? Beyonce's husband. Oh, I see his ugly mug right now. Oh God, what's his name? What's Beyonce's husband? Beyonce's husband.
Oh, oh my God. I'm keep thinking Kanye, but no, not Kanye.
No, it's not Kanye.
Shit. Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. Jay-Z was the ringmaster of all that. You know, he was the big guy. And you know how the mob works. You have to do something in order to earn your place alongside of them. Hi, Wilma. So in this chart, it was basically a cult thing. So it was basically like, you know, you have to do it in order to get your place in
Wilma.
With the big people. So this was basic. It was more of a, what do you call it? An initiation.
Yeah.
This was an initiation order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Jay-Z is a knob.
The weird thing about it is Tupac is in the sign that represents Tupac here is in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn represents black people. So it was a black prominent in the sign of 29 degrees, which is royalty. 25 or Leo, 29 degrees represents Leo. Leo is a man of royalty in the sign of Capricorn, which is black. So it was a black man of royalty, which we know was Tupac.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because his mother was a queen, wasn't she?
Yeah. Mars is Biggie, and Biggie's in the sign of Cancer, and it's in the 3rd house, and supposedly P. Diddy and Biggie was supposedly like brothers. At the 7th degree, which turns out to be he was his known enemy. So, unfortunately for Biggie, there must have been the inner workings of these people. They must have known that Diddy and Biggie and P. Diddy was not actually as close as what they wanted everybody to think. Oh, his mom was a Black Panther?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Jim just said, yeah. She was a really strong woman. I think a lot of it was, I think P. Diddy was intimidated by their talent. Like, because actually P. Diddy didn't really have any talent. I don't think. The only talent he had was swindling money out of people.
Yeah. Jay-Z's the same way.
Yeah. Well, Jay-Z and Beyonce are very tight with him. And also, I'm wondering, I don't know about Kanye, but
Kanye
I don't know. There's a lot of people. I think these court cases are going to be really. I think court's going to be really interesting with these hearings. See who comes out in the.
He'll get prison time, but I don't know that he'll get. Let's see, where's Jupiter at? Yeah, he'll buy his way out of it. So I think that if he does get prison time, he'll go to one of those, what do they call them, prisons? Those, you know, for rich people.
I don't know what they're called.
More like a halfway house instead of a prison. Yeah.
Well, Suge Knight's still in prison, right?
Yeah. But this also said that some of this has to do with Clive Davis. And Clive Davis,
oh yeah,
has a lot to do with Whitney Houston dying.
He was around in the start with NWA, and then went on to the Backstreet Boys and all that. Really,
yep.
And they reckon it goes back to Hugh Hefner and his parties as well.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm just gonna have to remember.
They had Hugh Hefner. Supposedly there was a tunnel type thing underneath the Playboy Mansion. Supposedly, I don't know if that's true. But that's what they say. His customers, it seems like they were probably a lot of Hollywood elites. I don't know that we'll ever really find out. Because, I mean, we never really found out about Epstein's either. I mean, there was rumors, but there was never really, I mean, nobody got in trouble for any of that shit, which I think is just downright despicable. Who's who? Who's who? Oh yeah, Britney's not here tonight. Are you still muted, Doxy?
Yes, but I'm not now.
I was like, she's
sorry.
Not
I just
that's unusual.
Sorry, Stan's got a dance on, and I just realised that I had a $10 to pay $10 for the ticket, and I haven't done it. Yeah, I know. I
don't think we'll really ever know who all of his Diddy's customers were.
I bet a lot of them are scared though that it's going to come out.
I think the charges will, some of them will stick because they got to make they've got to make a what do you call it? An example out of him. But I don't think it's going to be, well, then again, I don't know. He may die in prison. I mean, he may.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. Because Uranus is in the first house, and Uranus does rule suicide. So, I don't know, guys. He may, if he knows he's going to go up the river, he may go down the river, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but it also may be like, people said, oh, he's going to be put under, like put under a watch because of what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. It's like, yeah, but he was under a watch too. And it's almost like,
Yep.
yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
I should look at that. Hold on. Let me go look at that because that's a good point. It may not be him doing it.
I couldn't believe that press conference today where they said they were quoting the freak off parties. I was just like, no way. They can't believe that. Oh. And then what he did to his ex-girlfriend and just horrible thing. He's just oh.
I don't know. I don't know that. Yeah. I mean, it may not be him that offs himself. It's kind of hard to tell.
Like
12th house is in Pisces, and again, Pisces is all about deception and shit. And then the ruler of Pisces sits in the 12th house. So, yeah, they may drug him. They may try to do something that way. But with Uranus sitting in his first house, I definitely think there'll be an attempt to put him down the river. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yep, definitely.
Maybe a dunny flush, a toilet dunk, you know, or something like that. Hey?
The swirly.
Mm-hmm.
Where they dunk his head.
Yep. Yep.
Guys, you don't want to miss our live on what day is that? Saturday?
What is the next live? Hang on, let me have a look.
Yep, it's on Saturday, the 21st. It's Ask PJ and Doxy Anything night.
I don't know if PJ's very keen on that, but
oh, PJ's ready.
Oh, she?
Oh, I don't know.
It'll be Sunday for us, folks. It'll be Sunday. It'll be Sunday for us Australian New Zealand folks.
Yeah, it's Mom's weekend this weekend.
Is it Mum weekend?
Yep. Which means, Rowdy, that nobody goes and tells your father anything.
Sorry.
If you know what I mean, Rowdy. And, well, maybe I should ask Doxy if I should, if I should even show this.
You want pizza? I made pizza last night. I did a homemade pizza.
You want pizza?
My boy could eat pizza every day. I don't even like pizza myself, but my boy would eat it every day and not get
Mom got it. Mom got a tip. Mom got some tips this weekend. So, and that's from actually doing honest work, not by anything else. But I did get some tips this weekend.
What flavor pizza, Rowdy? Mum's ordering now. So what's on the weekend?
Here, Doxy, can I show that or no? Oh, Jim.
Oh,
Saturday.
I don't know about that.
Saturday because it's Ask PJ and Doxy Anything.
Maybe we'll save that one.
Okay.
When we'll have a freak off night and we can use that. Yeah, it's for Saturday freak off.
Ooh, sausage and black olives.
Sausage and black olives. Rowdy. You're my kind of pizza girl. That's what I would. I love olives on pizza.
Speaking of sausage, we were just looking at sausage.
Yeah. You only like the crusts part? I used to eat my son's crust. That's the only bit I used to really like, the really crunchy crust.
Yep, I only eat the crust myself. Well, I'll eat.
I'm gluten-free at the moment, so I want a gluten-free crust, please. Oh, you're on week's holiday, Jim? Oh, nice. Good one.
Oh.
Are you going to do a live this week? Jim's been doing a few lives, or she's done one, I think.
PJ's not
So
here.
sub up to Jim.
Brittany's not here. And
Let me know, Jim.
we have to have a little discussion because
what about
one of the children went and told PJ she was adopted while they were at their father's house.
Oh no.
And PJ came back to the house very upset. And so when I went to ask all the children who told Dad or PJ she was adopted, this is the attitude I got from them.
I'm dead.
Which, you know.
Yeah, you got the full attitude.
So then
we don't know who did it already.
So then I had to, you know, explain to PJ that of course she's not adopted, because I mean,
Fire goes, wasn't me, I never would. And Rowdy's like,
oh, I'm pretty sure
I told her we don't know who did it.
I'm pretty sure I know who did it.
Oh, do we need to get a link for Jim? Hang on. Let me have a look.
And I said, I told PJ, I said, how do you not see where all you kids get your attitude from? Your dad. Oh shit, it didn't show. Hold on. It still didn't show. What the hell? What's going on here? Share screen. Why is it not sharing? Oh, I know why. Hold on, guys. There we go. I said, how could you say that you're adopted? You all share his attitude.
Whoops. I'm muted by mistake. No worries, Jim. I managed to do some modding activity. It's different when you're on the StreamYard side, because like you need to go back over to the YouTube side to drop things. I don't know. I don't know why that it can't combine StreamYard and YouTube into one. Like, you know, like so you don't have separate screens for everything, and it's confusing. Oh, thanks, guys. Yay. Thanks, Rowdy. You still there? Sweet.
I'm here.
Well, what happened to PJ? Huh? Maybe she fell asleep.
Yeah,
PJ maybe fell asleep.
Well, I think she's mad. No, I'm kidding. She's not mad. No,
she's mad.
She fell asleep.
She's mad because someone told her
she was adopted.
What did they tell her?
She was adopted, and I said, "How could you be adopted? You all of you kids share the same attitude as your father. I mean, look at his attitude."
Don't point the finger. I've added the LIARZ table onto the end of my name to so when I go around the YouTube streets, people maybe see the name and then if they click on my channel, I've started a community post and I've put Sway's link in there, so hopefully it'll get some new subs over.
Yeah.
we really don't want to encourage like a-holes over here, so but sometimes it's just happens. Well, we're probably Sunday it will come to me in my travels. We have to think of what we're going to talk about, Jim. Trying to think of a good topic I can talk about. Okay, that's what I was just talking about that. You could talk about what's his name? The Wolf Creek guy. Was it oh my gosh, I can't think of his name for the life of me now. Are you still this way?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh. Okay. Millet, that's it, Ivan. Ivan. I was thinking Eric. Eric. Yeah, Jim knows a little bit about Millet.
He's a prolific serial killer.
Totally. Wasn't it your ex, I think, Jim, that was in prison with him? Or...
I thought you were going to say
my ex to come and chat about him.
I was like, what the hell?
It just comes up. To come and chat about him while he was his neighbor in jail. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, screw that. Oh, shit.
And Wolf Creek was based on him, right? I think. Like, it was based on that serial killer in that area. If you are lurking, PJ, I still love you. Oh, Rowdy. That's sweet. You still got love for your sister?
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
How much did your dad pay you to say that? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Ice cream. He paid her an ice cream. Shh. Don't tell PJ. Okay. Based on him and other unalivers in the outback. Oh, okay. Right, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
But they reckon there's a whole lot of people that were never found, eh? And that, is it the Malangalo, was it Malangalo State Forest or State Park? Yeah.
Yeah, he buried a lot.
Dumping ground. Dumping ground for a lot of people.
But his brother was
I wouldn't go there. It'd be so friggin' haunted. At Malangalo State Forest.
Wasn't it the brothers? Wasn't his brother with them too, or his dad?
Oh, no, but they look just like him. No, he had a very, very big family. Like, there was about 14 or 15 kids or something. They all looked very similar, but...
I thought they all caused trouble, I thought. I watched 60 Minutes Australia, okay?
Okay, yeah, his nephew did the same thing. That's right, Jim. That's right. I remember that. His young nephew took someone there and did it and was showing off basically that Ivan Millet was his uncle.
They were all scared of these. They were all scared of him around there, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were crazy. A bit of a crazy family, but we should probably not talk about it too much and leave it for Jim. Years later, took his mate out there and did same thing. Said he wanted to be like Uncle Ivan.
Yeah.
Gee, what ambitions, eh? Life ambitions. # life ambitions.
That's another thing with these YouTubers. Speaking of that, why would they want to set this kind of example for their kids? Seriously.
Yeah.
Why, if you sit there and claim that you love your kids so freaking much, why would you want to put your kids through the same bull that they have to get money?
I want to be a dick like my uncle. Yeah. Well, I mean, this new generation that's coming up, whatever they are, the Gen Zs or I don't know what they are. That they don't have work ethic like we had 30, 40 years ago. Like, they just don't have a, like...
Shit. Yeah, well, having parents that do the YouTube grifting is definitely not going to help them.
Yeah. And having a father that doesn't work and all the rest of it, you know, like, I used to work every school holidays from about the age of 10. I used to pump gas for my dad at his petrol station every school holiday, all holidays.
Yep.
Like and then I get one paycheck right at the end of the holidays, and that would be it. And my dad was like ripping me off. He was paying me about $2 an hour, like seriously. But anyway, it was, I learned that that's how you get anything you want in life, is you work for it. I do not like Gen Zs, and I am beginning to dislike the alphas. What are the alphas? Oh shit! There's so many. I need to research that. I know I'm a Gen X. I'm proud to be Gen X. Like,
Oh yeah,
hell
I'm
yeah.
a Gen X. Hell
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we're lucky we're even alive. This crap that we were allowed to do. I mean, seriously.
I know. Like drinking water out of the garden hose. That was so friggin' dangerous.
I mean, come
Just
on.
kidding.
We went everywhere on our bikes all around, and
Yeah.
we, thank God nothing ever happened to us, but
Yes, that is a good topic, Jim. That is a very good topic. 100. Yeah, and another good topic would be the different generations, is I think talking about, Gen X's, millennials and all that sort of stuff. Like just how the generations are changing, especially with the introduction of the internet and online, and then what happened with COVID, and how it changed everyone socially. Same, I worked on the block on weekends and got paid $50 when picking season was done. Yep, far. And you were like, do you know what? I got paid my full paycheck at the end, and I went to go to the bank to put it in the bank, and as I got out of the car, I dropped my paycheck in the gutter. And it was all cash, and I dropped it. And some good citizen handed it into the police. It was everything. I was heartbroken. I'd worked 6 weeks, and all that money was gone. And some good citizen handed it into the police station.
yeah.
So I was shook. So yeah, it does pay to do good things like that, because I think they come back to you. Good karma.
Yep. Oh yeah. That's another topic I want to get into too at some point, is karma. The karma in astrology.
Yeah, karma would be a good topic to do as well.
Alphas are the iPad kids. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they got raised by an iPad, basically. Yeah.
Yep, that was their babysitter. We were the latch kids, and they're the iPad kids. The latch kids, and they're the they're the iPad kids.
Let me do some research on people who have these dicks in the family and how it affects other people. Yeah, that's a good topic, Jim. I think it's a really good topic. And does crime run in the family? I'm sure it does. A lot of family. Yeah, it obviously does. But like, not everyone's gonna. Not everyone's got those criminal intentions, but I think a lot of it's taught. You love karma. Karma's a bitch.
Oh yeah, karma's.
Yeah. I love karma too.
That's why,
because I know I try not to do bad things.
I was thinking about that the other night, because if you believe in reincarnation and all of that stuff, that a lot of the people that we meet in this lifetime is people we had karma with in the last lifetime or in a lifetime. And I was thinking about that the other night. I was like, I really want to set some things straight with certain people, because even though I may not remember it next time, I don't want to repeat any lifetime with those people. Like, if I can settle it now so I don't have to repeat it the next time, I want to do it. I want to settle it now because I don't want to go into the next lifetime with these people.
No.
No, I may not
Yeah,
remember.
I know.
I may not remember it. I still don't want to. I don't want to do this again.
I feel like I'm reliving some karma from a past life. Like, you know,
Oh,
the
we
way
all
my
are.
life has gone. You've seen how my life's gone. And it wasn't
Yeah.
fair, like, you know, things happened to me at a young age and it just dictated my whole life really. And it's like, what did I do? I never did anything as a kid to bring it on myself. It must have been from a past life. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think that's another thing with astrology is, for me anyway, it helps me to realize that sometimes when you're sitting there saying, why me, why this happened, you know, like, you can kind of start understanding some of that karma. Like, you can go into your chart and see some of the stuff that you're supposed to, like, what was meant to be for you in this lifetime, and then you're like, oh, okay. I think it kind of takes that pressure off, you know, in a way. Doesn't make it, it doesn't make it, like, how do I want to say?
Helps you understand it.
Yeah, but yeah, and it doesn't, I guess it kind of helps take away that guilt. Like, or, well, not guilt, that, why me? Why me?
Yeah, or am I a bad person? Do I deserve,
Yeah.
you know, like, am I getting what
Yeah.
I deserve? Because, I mean, bad things do happen to good people.
Well, yeah,
but it's like,
definitely.
why? You know?
Well, it's just like if you have a learning disability when you're a kid, and like I know this girl that was in my class, and she had what is considered now is what they call a tongue tie. She had that piece of skin under her tongue that they normally now go in and clip. But back then, her parents, I mean, they didn't tell them that. She just walked around with a lisp, a really bad lisp, you know, and so for years and years and years, I think it was even after she got out of high school, she still had it. I haven't seen her for many, many years. So, but, you know, maybe, because I know it affected her big time. I mean, it had to have, all the taunting and teasing and the frustration she must have felt. And then, you know, maybe it would have helped her to have known that, hey, you know, it wasn't you, it wasn't your mind, it wasn't your disability that, you know, or you didn't cause it. It was because you had that tongue tie. You know, like, things came easy for my sisters, my little sisters, the twins. They have photographic memory, and they're gifted.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for being here.
Right,
Sorry.
Jim. They're gifted. They're considered, and they have photographic memory. And for me, I'm a Taurus. I'm a Taurus Sun and a Taurus Mercury. So learning, I had to see it, hear it, and do it. Meaning, like, it took me a little bit. I had to read it. I had to watch it. I had to write it down. Had to have it played back to me. You know, I just couldn't just read it and memorize it like my little sisters. And it frustrated me so bad because, like, my stepdad, he's a teacher. And so he would get frustrated with me and my sister Dawn, because my sister Dawn she even had it a little bit worse because she had a concussion when she was little. And so it took us a lot longer to learn things. And I knew, I mean, it always upset me because you could see the frustration in my stepdad, you know, you could hear it in his voice, you could see it in his face, just that we weren't picking it up as fast. And it really upsets. Even today, now, like, I'm hard on myself about not learning things. And with astrology, especially since I'm self-taught, I don't have somebody I can just, like, go and say, hey, I'm not understanding this. And so it took me a lot longer to learn what I have learned, than what, you know, like, say my sisters or somebody else would have done. But, so then once I started learning in astrology that, hey, Taurus sun sign Taurus, and especially sun sign Taurus and Mercury Taurus, are slower learners. If I had known that back then, maybe I wouldn't have been so hard on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, FRQ. But see, if we had known it at an earlier age, we wouldn't have beat ourselves. I don't think we would have beat ourselves up as bad. Really, I don't.
And I noticed back then, back in the days when we were kids, like our parents just used to be like, "Oh, harden up, suck it up," and like get
Yep,
over it,
suck
build a
it up,
bridge,
buttercup.
whatever. Yeah, and now you instantly take your child to the doctor or a specialist or but they never did that back then. They just we would just had to just deal with it, Kids do have an amazing way of getting through things, like I don't know how to say it.
Well, even like
they
doing the stuff over on Killshot's channel. Like, I really, 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 really put so much stress and pressure on myself to do all these, to get things done because it felt like to me, like I had to prove something over, and it wasn't really Killshot doing it or making it. He wasn't the one doing it, but the atmosphere of the whole project, it was like, okay, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. And even now even now with this channel, I have to sit there and be like, oh, wait. I don't have to put this out. I don't have to get this out. I don't have to go live every night. Like,
no. And you're not monetized, and you can just relax and just go, do what you feel and go with the flow, and like you definitely don't stress yourself out about it.
yeah.
Just let it run, let it build organically. I think that's the best way to do a channel. Rather than, going to all these lengths to try and get in the algorithm and everything like that. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to get in the algorithm. I just mean, like, there's no point stressing out about it. My teacher told me in prep I was too stupid to be a vet. So then at 9, I saw a movie, Gypsy Rose Lee, about a stripper. So I lowered my standards. Then I was told I was too ugly to be a stripper. Oh, far. I wanted to be a vet too. And my mum, like, this was just not that long ago. And I said to Mum, I want to retrain, like, as a vet nurse, like. And she scoffed at me and laughed at me and told me, like, don't be so stupid.
Yeah. That's kind of like,
and
yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, like she's crushed every dream that I had, basically.
Yeah. I try really, really hard not to do that to my kids, but I do find myself going, oh, I don't think that you'll be able to do that, or, oh, I don't. And then I'm sitting there thinking, why did I say that? Why did I say that?
You want to push them in a direction that is going to be a good life choice. Yeah. But you don't want to crush their dreams either, like.
Yeah, but see, how do you like, because my mom did the same thing to me and my sister Dawn. Like, anything we wanted to do, it was, oh, you can't do that, or how are you going to make money? How are you going to live? Blah, 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 blah. And it was like, so then you just, after you hear it so many times, you just start thinking it, like, it becomes ingrained into your head that's your future is nothing, because your parents made you think that you weren't going to obtain anything. So then when you do have kids and they're talking about how they want to do this and that, how do you, like, it's ingrained in your head to automatically say, nope, you can't do that. Like,
Yeah, see, my son's really interested in cooking now because I'm a chef. I'm a chef by trade, and his dad is a real foodie. And Stan's really, I mean, like, my kid was eating sushi at like 4. He eats blue cheese. Like, he eats all these foods that I wouldn't even eat as a kid. But I said to him, oh, and he goes, I want to try to be a chef, Mum. And I was like, oh, really? Like, no. Because I just know that trade is so stressful. Like, it's just a horrible industry to be in because you work in holidays and weekends and nights but then
Yeah.
again, like I look back and that might suit my son. I shouldn't be the one to try and talk him out of that if that's what he enjoys doing. But I
Actually,
enjoyed doing it until I learned it as a job, and then now I can't stand it, you know?
yeah.
So
Actually, a Taurus people, especially Taurus sun signs, should not be around. Should not be around food, like as a career.
Oh, he'll just yeah.
Especially if they can't control how they eat now at that age.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's why
he's
my kids, I
quite solid.
stressed to my kids when they were younger. I was like, do not go into any kind of food industry because my kids absolutely love food. Love it too much. And so I knew when they were younger, I was like, nope, you cannot be around food. You just cannot be around it.
Yeah, see, I love food as a kid too, and I was overweight.
Yeah, I knew from working fast food that you eat when you work. And yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem. And maybe I'll get you to do his chart one day and look at maybe what options he should look into, you know, where he should start concentrating his studies.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a good way of looking at maybe what compatibilities he has in the way of like work. I think he'd be really good at IT, like, you know, on the computer. But most kids that age are like they're way better than we were because we just weren't brought up with that. I'm still dyslexic when it comes to computers and things. So.
Anything electronic hates me.
Yeah, same. I know. I mean, actually, like getting on a StreamYard panel is probably the most advanced technologically I can be. This is like, even then, I still.
You should have seen Tim. He got so frustrated with me when he was teaching me how to use CapCut and making these videos in the shorts. He would get so frustrated with me because I was just I wasn't understanding. I wasn't computing it. And that's just how I am with learning. You know, like I have to do it over and over and I have to do it myself. So you can't just tell me. And you can't just expect me to know it just by showing me once. Like I got to do it over and over and over to really pick it up. And he was so frustrated with me. And I was just like, how do they know all this stuff? Like, how do these kids know this? This is crazy.
Yeah, they're just born into it. Like, I think, like now that you've learned and you could probably do it like a lot quicker now too, you know, that you've done it repetitively, like
but even now,
like you say,
after we monetized in January and I stopped doing the videos and stuff in January, and when I came back over here in July, I was like, oh my god, I forgot everything. I was like, Tim, you gotta show me. And he's like looking at me, like, oh fuck. Like, oh shit, here we go again. And I was like, no, just show me a couple times and I'll get back in the rhythm again. And it didn't take me long to remember what I was supposed to do, but I'm horrible when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah. Fast said her kids storm off angry and tell her that she will. Oh, why is this failed to post? Why am I getting failed posts? I don't know why. It keeps doing that. It keeps saying this comment has failed to post to the LIARZ table. I don't know why it's doing that. Storm off angry and tell me you will never get it. It's so easy. What don't you get?
Yeah, I know. Tim was
just
like,
that we didn't grow up with it like they did. And you know, I think we had one computer that we shared around the whole school.
Yeah.
And we had, I probably had all for the whole year. I probably had maybe 5 minutes on that computer, you know. It was like crazy. And now kids they take their own. My son's got a laptop he takes to school, like his own one.
Yeah, and when
Kind
I was in school, we didn't even start playing Oregon Trail until 87, and that was just like 2 minutes, and we had to watch other people play it because we all didn't have time to
yeah,
play it. And
I
then
know.
when I went to college in 92, they were trying to teach, we were learning the DOS program, and it was like, what the freak? I hated it. I
I
couldn't
know.
understand any of it. I said, that's it. I'm
Did you
never
ever play Where in the World is Carmen San Diego?
Yes, yep.
That was so lame.
Oregon Trail and
I
Where in
hate
the
it.
World is Carmen San Diego. That was the other one.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that was about the only thing you could play on the computer back in those days. It was like you had this huge, massive, big computer, and like honestly, you could hardly do anything with it. Now you've got this little phone, and you can do everything with it. It's crazy. You don't need much more than a phone file, like really. Phone is a computer.
typewriters. I had typing
Yeah,
class,
typewriter.
and it was my sophomore year in high school, and that would have been in 1990. Yeah, 1990. And where we sat, of course, we had typewriters. We didn't have computers, and where we sat, there was groups of 4, so there was 4 of us, and all of our desks faced each other with our typewriters on it. And of course, I sat with three other boys at my little group of things, and so I was always trying to,
Flirt with the guys.
yeah, flirt with the guys and cut up with
We know
all
what Sway's like.
And so I flunked typing. I was the only girl. My typing teacher was like in front of everybody, mind you, because my stepdad was a teacher, so they all knew each other. And so she had to, and because she had my brother as a student before me, and he passed typing, I failed it. So she had to make sure to tell everybody that because I was goofing off with the boys so much that I failed typing. So I was the only girl. She claims I was the only girl in like 30 years at that point that she had taught typing that didn't pass typing. I still have to look at my fingers when I type.
Farsi, she was taught shorthand and with the typing, and so was I. And I was like, that was a total waste of time. I mean, shorthand was a dying thing anyway. Like with dictaphones and everything like that, like shorthand was just an absolute waste of time. I flunked typing too. I flunked
there was a girl in my class named Amy, and of course she was a gifted student, of course, but she was also, I think she was able to type 150 words per minute. And I mean,
I got up to 13.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was lucky if I got 10. And that was looking at my fingers. That was looking at my fingers.
I can't touch type. I still can't.
But Amy, she was just, and that's all you could hear in the freaking class.
I know.
And
it would piss you off, right? Like, because everyone else would
frustrate me. Yeah, it would frustrate me even more. And then, so of course, she got a bunch of scholarships and all this shit. And you know what she did with her life, you guys?
What?
Instead of going off and, like going to Harvard or, getting a doctor's degree or going to be a doctor or what, she freaking went and she is a paramedic, or not a paramedic, an EMT. That's all she did with her life, EMT.
Oh, so she doesn't even type anyway.
No.
Probably. I know, crazy. Yeah, you think she'd go on to be like a lawyer, secretary, or what do they call it?
All these smart kids, all the kids in the class that I graduated with, of course, my dad, my stepdad was a teacher. So all this time, not every time, but a lot of times growing up, all I heard about from my dad was how smart these kids were and how this kid was smart and how this kid was smart. And so I grew up thinking that the kids that were smart in my class were going to go off and be doctors and, engineers and make all this money and be so smart and stuff. Most of them came back to live in the same stupid small town.
Yep, and
I was
have a
like, how the
family and just do basic whatevers.
yeah.
Yep, my dad could type 350 words a minute. Whoa. Damn.
Oh. Yeah,
Hmm.
she probably did like I understand she probably enjoys it, but I was just like so shocked because she's so gifted and she had like
Mm.
she could do
Just
anything.
natural.
That girl could have done
Yeah,
anything
natural.
if she wanted to. But yeah, she probably does enjoy it, Wilma. I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just
Yeah.
like blown away that she didn't. Because if I had the chance, well, I say that now, but back in when I was going to school, now that I know I have Neptune in my ninth house, I never would have finished college anyway, because Neptune's in my ninth house and college is ninth house. And if you have Neptune there, you're never going to finish it. You don't finish, what is it called?
Graduate? No,
it's something school, like the normal schooling or the normal way of schooling. Neptune in the ninth house is usually somebody that has to self-teach. If you're gonna go expand, self-teach. Yeah, I
that's
know.
true, Wilma.
Yeah.
We were always sort of brought up to think,
Yeah.
the best jobs are the ones that make the most money,
Yeah, it was drilled into my head that I would go to college, that I would make money, that I was going to do this and I was going to be on my own. I didn't need a man and blah, 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 blah. I mean, that was drilled into my head. And so, all these smart kids around me are the ones that everybody said were the smart kids. I just had it in my head because it was drilled into my head that these kids would go off and make buku bucks and they'd have the best jobs. And, you go to college, like my dad said, and you get the best jobs and you get the best pay and blah, 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 blah. And it none of them did. Actually, none of them did.
Yeah, and my parents always drilled into me that I was worthless unless I worked. Like, if I didn't have a job, I was worthless. Like, And
yeah, my mom drilled that in my head too. Was if you apply yourself, you can do anything you want, but you don't apply yourself.
If you go on Social Security or a benefit, you're nothing more than just a leech off the taxpayers and da 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 da. Used to practice, so to use.
Well, mind you, my dad was bipolar. But back in the 70s and 80s, that was a big hush hush. You didn't really, like, that was a bad thing. Like, people flee from you if they knew you had something like that. And so, but bipolar is also very genetic. It's a genetic thing. And so depression and anxiety and all that comes with a parent or somebody in your family that has bipolar. And, so I had depression when I was a kid. Not real bad, but enough to where my mother should have known to get me some help. You know what I mean? Like, I struggled enough. And having a dad with the same, with bipolar, and you have the manic and the mania. Anyway, but my mom still claims that having depression, you can just snap yourself out of it.
Yeah, like, that's what my parents think too. Yeah, and they don't.
You can't just. Sometimes you can,
unless they've suffered with it and had to get through it. Like they're not in a place to talk.
Sometimes you can snap yourself out of it. I agree, but there's other times that you just can't understand why you can't get out of bed.
Yeah, I know. I know that feeling. That's for sure.
And there's times where your body just does not move, will not move. Like, it's telling you that you've had enough. You need some rest. And you can't do that if you have a job. I mean, if you have a job, you cannot just call in whenever your body says no. I mean, you just can't do it. Well, I'll take that back.
That's right.
Nowadays you can. Nowadays I think you can. But back when I was working when I was younger, no, you couldn't. And so there's
you'd have all the co-workers hating on you for not showing up.
Oh yeah. Oh God. That was the worst. And back then, when I worked, you had to find your replacement. So there wasn't calling in and your supervisor find somebody to fill in your spot. We had to call and ask our coworkers to come in and fill our spot. And you know, you got lots of times you got to F you.
Yeah, I know. Yep, times they are a changing.
Yeah, my depression got worse after I had my son. And it wasn't
Yeah, so did mine. I
it
got
wasn't
postnatal.
it wasn't postnatal. This was, for me, it wasn't. Mine was like 8, 9, 10 months after I had my son. And I had to go back to work. And we didn't have a babysitter. My husband at the time, he was working 7 days a week, third shift. And then I went to work for the Center for Human Services, and I was working 80 hours a week. We had no babysitter. Well, I was working 40 hours. Well, I think not 80 hours a week, 60 hours a week. I was working 40 hours, regular shifts. But then I was having to do 20 hours of classes on top of that a week. So we didn't have a babysitter. I was struggling, like just physically struggling just to keep up. I had 2 small kids under the age of 2. 2 under the age of 2. No, 2 under the age of 3 at the time. And I transferred a patient that was about 250 pounds at the time. Didn't want to move. She was stubborn. She had the mental capacity of about a 5-year-old. So she was throwing a temper tantrum that night, and she kicked herself feet out from underneath herself, and had her hands was wrapped around my back, the middle of my back, and she kicked her feet out, and all that weight came down on me, and we did it twice, and I didn't feel any pain until I got home and was sleeping. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up with really bad, excruciating pain. And I thought it was my gallbladder because I had a bad gallbladder at the time, and had to call my husband home from work because he was working third shift. I was like, it's my gallbladder. I'm going to have surgery. Got to get home. Blah, 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 blah. Because I had been putting it off, like seriously putting off getting my gallbladder out. Got to the emergency room. They did some tests. They're like, no, it's not your gallbladder. Did some x-rays and found out I had what's called a compression fracture at T5 vertebrae. And so I had to go fill out a work comp paper because it happened, because they were looking around. The doctors kept, the emergency room doctors were like, did something heavy fall on you, like furniture? Was you like pinned up against a car? Like, because compression fractures of T5 vertebrae just doesn't happen. And I was like, no. And the only thing I could think of was when I was transferring Bev, and they were like, yeah, because that all that weight come, on top of you on your back. And so they were like, yeah, you got that injury at your work. Of course, I had a bunch of pain medicine in me at that time. So I called my work to tell them they said I got injured at work. And so they wanted me to immediately leave the hospital, which was 5:30 in the morning, and go and fill out an incident report. So I did. I went straight out there, fill out an incident report as best as I could. I was doped up on pain medicine. And the doctor had given me a thing saying I couldn't go or to see my, what do you call it? Family doctor in 3 days.
GP.
So, yeah, general practitioner. So I went back in 3 days, and I didn't know. I didn't realize, I guess, because I was doped up on medicine and shit, and I never had filed for it before. But I guess when you fill out a injury report from work, it's considered work comp. But because the emergency room doctor told me I was supposed to see my GP in 3 days, I did. And so he told me that I had that compression fracture, that I should be off of work for 6 weeks. And So he gave me a note, took it to my husband took it to my work. And so they tried to fire me that day because they said that I violated the work comp policy because I went to my own doctor. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, petrified. I was like, what the hell? So then my supervisor called me about an hour after that note was turned in and said I had to go see the work comp doctor. And she had set up the appointment and I had to go in 30 minutes. So I had to go to the work comp doctor 30 minutes after that. Got there and guess what? He told me that all it was muscle strain. And that I could go back to work full time right away that day if I wanted to. So for my work, their work comp doctor's orders overrode mine. So she told me I had to be back to work that next day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and work till 10 with no restrictions or lose my job. Well, so I had to. And I was having to move all these patients and shit. And it got so bad, I couldn't breathe I was like really, really struggling. And so I called and told them I was going back to the doctor and that I just couldn't do it. And so then they got pissed off at me and told me that I had to go to their doctor. So I went back to their doctor and he was a dick. Let me tell you, he was a dick. So he was like, well, maybe it's a little bit more than just a muscle strain. Maybe you got a little bit of bruising. So I'm going to go ahead and let you have reduced work hours. And basically what he did was put me on restrictive work. And so I couldn't bend. I couldn't really do my job is basically what he did. Well, the supervisor got pissed off. She called the doctor back and told the doctor, I don't know exactly what she told the doctor, but anyway, she got my work orders changed to where I could do most of all that. So we went back and forth for this for, I don't remember, 2 or 3 weeks, back and forth. Finally, their doctor was like, no, she needs to be on work restriction. She shouldn't be bending over and all this stuff. So then, in order to try to get me to quit my job, they stuck me in a room, and it was during the summertime, guys. They stuck me in a room that had no air conditioning, no windows, in this little office, and made me shred paper for 8 hours. And where they put the shredder, because my back was hurting so bad, and if you know where your T5 vertebrae is, it's right in the middle of your back, and it wraps around to your rib cage. And when she did that to my back, she permanently twisted my rib cage, where so when I was breathing in, my ribs were popping in and out, and it caused a lot of pressure and stuff on my shoulders. And so I wasn't able to, and I still can't, 22 years later, I can't lift my arms above my head for very long. And anyway, so they put the shredder up on a table and where I could sit. Well, in order to shred that paper, I had to lift my arms up because it was higher than the table, higher than where I was sitting. And I had to do that for 8 hours. Anyway, so then
you telling me the story.
So then it was getting too much because it was just causing so much friction and shit on my ribs and my back and shoulders. So I went back complaining again, and I had to go see a bone specialist, a surgeon, and that's when he went and told him that I had hemangiomas. And what hemangiomas are, blood clots or blood vessels that act as a tumor. And from that injury I suffered, it formed the blood vessels that started clotting up, or I mean, getting big and made it like a tumor. So it was pushing my vertebrae out into my spinal column, my T5 vertebrae, and then I had some on my T10. And anyway, so that surgeon was like, nope, you're not going to be able to go back to work for a while. And so when I took the note in for that, that's when my supervisor decided they were going to fire me for gossiping, guys.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that you ended up taking your husband in, right? And because they were trying to threaten you.
Yeah, they called me in. He had taken the note in there, and about 2 hours later, the supervisor called and said I needed to come into the office. So at that point, I had an attorney because I was suing for work comp at that point. And I called the attorney, and they said to make sure you take your husband with you, because they had been threatening to fire me anyway. And so I got up there, and they wouldn't let my husband come in. They made him go back out and sit in the parking lot. And got into the office, and there was 4 or 5 of them. It was all the head people of the Center for Human Services. And they wanted me to sign this paperwork saying that I acknowledged that I was gossiping. And I was like, I don't know what the hell you're even talking about, and I'm not signing anything. And they shut the door on me, and they were like, you will sign this. You will sign this. And I'm like, no, I won't. I will not sign it. And I had my cell phone at that time. And I started dialing the number, call my husband. And I was like, he answered, and I was like, get in here. They're making me sign this paper. And then Scott was his name, jumped up and took my phone away from me. And so I could hear down the hallway my husband trying to get in, and they were threatening to call the security on him and all that shit. Well, anyway, by the time it was all said and done, I had gotten out the door, and of course they told me I was fired, but I had gotten out the door to leave, and I refused to sign the paperwork, and then went straight to the attorney's office. And of course they couldn't do anything because you can get terminated for any reason. But I sued.
Yeah, you wouldn't get away with that over here.
I sued, but all I got was $5,000 out of it, and they didn't take any responsibility of, like, what it was in order to get the $5,000, I had to sign a piece of paper that says I wouldn't sue again. I wouldn't sue them again, and that they didn't take any responsibility for what had happened.
Yeah,
it was a big mess. But anyway,
I think once you get in an accident, sorry.
Yeah, because see, before that happened, I found out that some of my coworkers, because we were doing care for mentally disabled adults in a group home setting. And so we were trained, that's some of the classes that I was having to take and stuff. We were trained to give medication to them. And one of my coworkers, who used to be a nurse, mind you, was not giving the clients their meds. And I saw her sticking some of those meds that she was supposed to be giving to the clients in her pocket. She was fucking taking the drugs herself. And so I went and told the supervisor, and basically I was told that because I didn't have any proof, and I'm like, how do you not have proof? The clients weren't acting right because they weren't getting their medicines and stuff. Anyway, so that bothered me a lot, because I couldn't.
Yeah.
There was nothing I could do. I had already went to whoever I thought at the time could, take care of it. And of course, I was seeing the clients suffer because they weren't getting their medicine. They were having withdrawals. And so that really bothered me. And it's starting to stress me out. Really, it was, because I can't stand that kind of shit. So then I was talking to somebody, and they told me to go to the state, turn them into the state. So I turned them into the state. Well, the state came that very same day, that just as I was getting to work. And so, of course, they were all denying it. The nurse, the other ones were all denying it. Nothing got done until I went and I wrote to the Attorney General of the state. Finally, something got done. They went in and found out that meds hadn't, because they did blood tests and stuff, found out they weren't getting their medicine. But of course, they didn't take the lady that I was telling them was taking the pills. They didn't fire her for it. But anyway, then since they were on disability payments, the clients were on disability payments for their mental illness and stuff. Us as the workers was able to take them out to eat and take them into town or take them to get clothes and stuff like that. But we were having to use their money, right? And so the head lady of the home at the time, she was taking them out, but she was using their money on herself. So she would go and buy clothes for Beverly, and Beverly was her size. She would go and buy the clothes and then take the clothes home as hers, using Beverly paid for. And so I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Like, these people are not getting in trouble for any of this shit. And then we had an autistic girl, severely autistic, nonverbal. She was 18 years old. She was the one that would get up and just wander off and go outside and escape the house. And anyway, because she was autistic, the same supervisor lady and her friend, who was a supervisor of another home at the time, decided that they thought it would be funny. Well, not funny, but they thought it would be therapeutic for, her name was Amanda, for Amanda to have a dildo as one of her toys.
Oh.
Just to hold in her hands because it vibrated. You can find other toys. You can find other toys that vibrate. Not that kind of thing.
That.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, of course, the rest of us was like, this is disgusting. Because we would have like Emerson's, his uncle and aunt would come in to visit, and they would use the same area to visit in that Amanda would use play with her toys and stuff in there. And so here we are having to have this damn dildo sitting out and about when other people's families were coming in for visits.
How embarrassing.
Emerson's uncle, Emerson's uncle was a U.S. representative for our state.
Yeah.
He was a big dude. I mean, big time, government dude. And here he is looking over there at this damn toy and asking us, what the hell is that thing doing? Like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah.
It's so freaking embarrassing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
awkward. Yeah. Hashtag awkward.
I honestly, I think that's where I got my fibromyalgia from. Was all that stress.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was so inappropriate. It was so embarrassing. It was just disgusting. And but see, it's the same thing. These people never get in trouble for shit like this. They have all this pull because that supervisor had been with that particular company for at least 25 years at that point. So she was already, best friends with the board of directors and shit. So she wasn't going to get fired for that crap.
Does this sort of stuff still go on?
There?
Well,
that
just
place?
in general, like in the States.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So then imagine when you see this kind of stuff, not exactly the same stuff, but in a way the same stuff that goes on here in YouTube, and you're just frustrated as freak because you know that this shit, like, it's wrong. But you can't do anything about it. All you can do is mention it and hope that others catch on. That's right.
Maybe they all got their karma. You never know.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I did find out, though, a few years ago that the supervisor that bought that toy, she moved only like maybe 5 houses down from me.
Yeah.
Oh,
crazy. Oh, that's crazy.
Right. And I live in a subdivision, and I live at the end of the subdivision, which is a dead end. So like you can't leave the subdivision unless you turn around and go back up past her house. I was like, oh dear. So now I'm gonna have to move. Well, thank God her husband got transferred out, and they only lived there for like 6 months and left.
Yeah. Oh, that's lucky.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, no good
dog gotten out.
No good deed goes unpunished. Sorry. Yeah.
But anyway, now that I've bored everybody to death, I don't even know how the hell we even got on that story. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes, Fark you, I did.
Yeah.
I had to. Yep. 2 or 3 times a day, actually. And every single time I did pass, I flipped the house off. Yes, I did.
I was gonna say you beeped and like, yeah.
No beep, but I did
the bird.
flip the place off. Oh my God.
Flip the bird.
Yeah, my biggest fear, though, when I found out she moved up there, my biggest fear was that one of my dogs would get out and bite her or something, you know? Could you imagine? Oh my God.
Oh.
My poor dogs would die.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fark you.
Yeah. I was listening.
Thank you, Dotsie.
We're getting on to 3 hours and 16 minutes and 42 seconds.
Yeah. I know. The time police.
It's the time police.
No, I'm just kidding.
I start to get hungry about this time, and so does my boy.
Yeah.
As the worms start biting. That was a good life, though. Those readings were good. We had a good chat. That was a good life. The next one's going to be interesting too, because those are the cold cases that PJ did, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I watched that live. I went back and watched that, and I thought, I know that case where that girl, the 14-year-old, the mother woke up and her daughter was just gone.
Rowdy?
I remember that case.
Rowdy? Hmm? My dad only does an hour.
Only does an hour, just. I know, Rowdy. I know.
I would say something about dad only does an hour, but I'll just leave it. I won't mention.
Don't feel like you've got to be here. We're not holding holding your feet to the fire. Broken. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah, it was good. That was a good chat fire. It was too. I like it when we just go over. You know, like we just went and did a whole lot of stuff tonight. That reading on P. Diddy was good. The reading on Zaria was good.
Oh,
the talk about the Blipwoods is thanks, Wilma. You're the favorite. Of course, Rowdy. Of course.
I gotta
wait for your t-shirts to get printed up. Yeah.
I gotta make the t-shirts.
Yeah. Well, PJ should be here for the next one because she did those cases. So, in her last live stream, PJ did those cases in her last live stream.
So, Rowdy, do you think we should make one up for your dad? A t-shirt up for him? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be involved in that process.
Maybe it'll be who's your mama?
My mom said.
Yeah. My mom said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the one that told your dad that the plumber had the key to the house?
Huh?
It was a joke. You know, the plumber had a key to the house.
Oh, yep. I was just typing, sorry. Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, Doxy's holding me up with a gun, saying I have to quit the live right now.
She'll turn off the live and then she'll talk for another 2 hours, guys, honestly.
Hey!
Sorry.
That's very true. That's very true.
She is, yeah, I am right there. Thanks, Rowdy. Thanks, Far. Thanks, Wilma.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming in.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate yous. Otherwise, we'd just be talking to ourselves.
Hey.
And that's a bit weird, huh?
Nobody argues with me when I talk to myself. I have nobody telling me it's 3 hours and 20 minutes and we should quit the live. I'm kidding. Okay, guys, make sure you come back on Friday and Saturday, especially Saturday. It's Ask PJ and Doxy Anything night. And they're going to be...
Yes, it's going to be interesting.
They're going to be munching down on those, magic mushrooms.
Hey, they're legal over there. They're not legal here, but they do grow here. But
I hear Doxy's accent changes when she's on the mushrooms. So
oh yeah. I think I'm a forest fairy. I turn into a little tree nymph.
Doxy, I cannot promise that.
Wilma, you're a rebel. We know you're a rebel, Wilma. Truth serum. Yeah, give us some truth serum.
We might get out the truth from PJ of who her daddy really is.
We have to take a shot for something. I don't know. No, I don't drink anymore, but that is my truth serum, unfortunately. Alcohol is my truth serum. That's why I don't drink anymore. Gets me in too much trouble.
No
okay, guys.
Stay here for just a minute, Doxy. Okay, guys. Okay. Love you.
Thank you. Love you.
Favorite.
Love you. Love you. Love my favorite. No. Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
See you next time. Good night.